Hell YouTube, it is Ariah back again with some Homestuck, and I am joined by...
the most famous person to ever grace the face of the earth, Jay Wilson.
That's right.
Michael
Jay Wilson
Jackson
himself is joining me for more Homestuck.
Michael Jackson has never, can never, I was about to say could never touch, but I really hope he'd never touch me. But he's...
Oh, God.
You could also... Listen, my jokes can get kind of dark. We all know this. But anyway,
if this is the first video that you've seen by us, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell.
And also, if you subscribe and hit that bell, I can promise you with 100% certainty that Michael Jackson won't touch you.
Oh, God.
If you don't, then I can't be 100% certain.
Oh, gosh.
He's still out there, man, and I'm kind of scared.
Anyways, guess what? Something unheard of has happened as of late, and that is, it's been 1 day since we recorded last.
It's pretty great. Jay Wilson.
We recorded yesterday.
Jay Wilson
it hasn't been 4 months.
These past couple days, and he's looked outside and realized I'm not going anywhere. There's like over a foot of snow out there, and Jay Wilson can't leave the house, so I decided that we were gonna do another night, and yeah.
Yep.
My power went out earlier. That means. Why.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. That's crazy.
It was scary. I can turn off my heater now because it's very loud for the microphone.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I know that the mic wasn't really picking it up that much, but still a good idea to turn it off.
I think it was not because I noticed it, but now it seems quieter.
Yeah, exactly.
Like before, it was like I didn't notice it, but now that you turned it off, like it sounds quieter. So I think
exactly.
it did pick it up.
I guess so.
The background noise, you know.
It just wasn't the white noise that you usually expect from it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the meaning of us recording only 1 day after after last recording is we remember everything that happened perfectly because it just happened.
I do.
So we don't have to worry too much about it. It's just great. Last time was crazy. The first episode that we did yesterday, so 2 episodes ago, had some crazy intense Lord English battle shit, and then the second one had a Dirk and Calliope.
Yeah,
or Dirk and Dead
Dirk
Cherub.
took over the narrative. Apparently, he'd been there the whole time, and all of a sudden, future Calliope was like, "We can't give this kid so much power." So now it's just nothing. I guess they killed Dirk.
Well, Dirk is being suppressed in the narrative, but he's still a character in the story. You know, Dirk the character is still with Rose and still has power, but Calliope, the Dead Cherub, because that's different from the Calliope character, is suppressing Dirk's ability to control the narrative right now, and that is kind of where we left off. Last page was the end of the little fight, and it looks like we're going back to John and Terezi, so that's exciting.
Yeah, because he found her right as the last thing happened. Anyway. I just wanted to say one thing because I just remembered it because Snapchat sent me a thing. I promise I'm not going to be on my phone. I just saw it. My phone buzzed, and I was like, I'm going to check this. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so
yes,
happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to future people and present people.
We are currently recording this on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is a fantastic day. One of the best federal holidays.
Is a threat to justice everywhere.
Agreed. However, these people are not going to see this for... until after Martin Luther King Jr. Day is over.
They still need to know that.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, I think every day is Martin Luther King Jr. Day if you squint a little bit. Whenever you're looking at the calendar. Because you can make anything any day if you really want it to be. And I decide every day is going to be Martin Luther King Jr. Day, except for my birthday because that's Jay Wilson's day.
That checks out, sure. Why not?
I'm going to be 18 and that's scary.
Oh, God, that's crazy.
What's Jay Wilson gonna do? What are they gonna do when my parents realize I'm 18 and they can't do shit anymore? They're gonna walk towards me and they're gonna try to be all menacing. I'm gonna be like, I'm a big man now, and beat the shit out of them. You know, it's gonna be like the opposite of what's been happening my whole life. In any
case, when we do start this page here, would you rather be? Do you want to be John or Terezi?
Oh, you prefer? Which would you prefer?
I have no preference because I'm being the narrative here because it's Dead Cherub.
I also have no preference because I'm sure Dirk will say 1 or 2 things within this next page.
Well, one of us has to be not indecisive.
Listen, buddy, you like John a lot, so I'm gonna give you John. And my Terezi voice.
But I also like Terezi.
Well, I know, but usually you prefer John over Terezi. Am I correct?
I don't know. At this moment, I have no preference. However, if you want to give me John, sure.
Am I John or am I Terezi? I'm scared.
I thought you said I'm John.
Okay, then do the John voice, motherfucker.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay, fine. Geez, all right. How long have you been watching?
Long enough to smell you flailing about like a wiggler while talking to Jade's shoes.
Oh, awkward. She stares at John for some time, a curious expression on her face. She says nothing for long enough that John begins to wonder if she has any use for him at all. Will she offer one last Bob jest before vanishing from his life again, for good this time? He hopes he means more to her than that, especially after all the trying experiences they've shared. And he does mean more to her than that. Her hesitation isn't meant to make him feel unwelcome. She's simply processing what she is seeing. Something is off about him.
It's like Daredevil. I've been watching that show lately, and he's blind, but he can pretty much tell everything anyway. And that's Terezi in a nutshell.
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely.
I don't know. I find the trope of a character being blind but still having heightened senses is interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it works in real life. Is anybody who is lacking a sense usually has heightened other senses? You know,
yeah, exactly.
Sight or hearing.
What would Terezi do if they got COVID?
I don't know.
I feel like that just like that because that knocks out another two senses, so they're just fucked.
Fair enough.
Because then all that's left, if they don't have sight, they have. What is it? They have feeling,
and they have hearing, and that's all they got.
Well, technically, there's a lot more senses than those 5, but
yeah, but I'm talking
like
in the kindergarten. If a kindergartner was talking about it, then
as a kindergartner, I have to speak up here. I don't know. Anyway,
kindergartners represent.
Kindergartners represent gang. I don't think kindergartners should be in a gang.
Yeah, probably not. It's probably a bad idea.
I'm gonna release a mixtape and it's gonna be called Gang.
All right. Looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a really shitty rap album. Mixtape album, same thing. John, do not take this personally, although I do absolutely mean it personally, but you smell like shit.
It's very close to your Carcat voice.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find a difference, but that's like, I remember the Terezi voice, and it was kind of like that.
Yeah, it was like that, but a little higher, I think.
I can't go that much higher, but I can try.
Or more nasally or something, I don't know.
It was something, I just can't tell what the difference was.
Yeah, probably more nasally, I don't know. It isn't his seemly appearance she finds surprising. He is gravely wounded, but it's not that either. Something else is different about him. Different, somehow, from how she thought he'd be when she imagined they'd next meet. Under all the gore, he smells too fresh. She decides to keep her observations to herself, lest she cause this ailing version of John to more confusion. Yeah, well, you smell like shit too.
I assume you're correct, being that I've been out here for a certain amount of time with limited access to food and water, but I think that your situation is a bit more serious than mine, as you seem to be bleeding to death from a tooth in your chest.
John laughs, exposing his 2 rows of disarmingly dull human teeth. Signature characteristics of a smile. Oh, it's only a flesh wound.
'Twas only a flesh wound. Ah, the fucking references, man. Yes, John,
Yeah.
Generally wounds tend to happen to the flesh.
No, see, it's a movie reference. There's this knight, and he keeps losing the fight that he's in, but he refuses to give up. So when they cut off his arms and legs and stuff, he keeps acting like it's no big deal. And to remain defiant, he keeps saying stuff like, "It's only a flesh wound."
Is that the name of is that the title of the movie?
No, the movie's called Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
And
Don't
the Holy
forget
Grail.
that.
Yeah, Monty Python
and
was
Holy
just the
Grail.
group.
Yeah, Monty Python has done a lot more than just that movie.
That's what I was about to say.
That movie is probably their most popular work. However, they've done more than that. It actually kind of sucks. Movies from the 90s are so much better. Oh my god, 90s movies are not so much better. Holy shit, 90s movies are horrible.
Nah, not all
I
of
love
them.
them,
Not
but they're
all
horrible.
90s movies are terrible.
I mean, like, they're great, but they're terrible. And they do not age. They have not aged well. I think 90s movies is the category of historical movies that have aged the worst in popular movies. Like there's a lot of older movies that probably age worst, but like 80s movies age better than 90s movies, I've noticed.
For sure.
But also Monty Python and the Holy Grail
We are the
totally
knights that
sucks, but
say
in the best way possible. Because it's it's British dry humor, you know. It's not but like that it sucks so much, it's so good.
It sucks so much, it's so good. Only you, Ariah. God, dude.
Movies from the 90s are better. I don't even know why I'm quoting this crap. I must really be in bad shape here.
Yeah.
Terezi tips her head to one side with what John personally regards as a cute expression. One he believes is unique to her, whether he's correct or not. It's his belief that there is no one else who emotes in this manner. It's both quizzical and mocking, two descriptors that he considers to be an apt summation of her personality as well. John pauses, reflecting on the word cute as it passes through his mind. He wonders if this really is what he thinks of Terezi, without influence, without delirium, without mistaking one emotion for another. But it is what he thinks of her, quite truthfully. I have no desire to interject thoughts into others' minds or to sway intent, nor do I see value in masking the reality of emotions that I transcribe. This is how he feels, in his mind. His mind, however, has made a habit of being less clear about his thoughts than I am willing to be. John would be mortified with human embarrassment if he could understand the clarity and precision with which I am willing to telegraph his thoughts, but his embarrassment is irrelevant to me. As always, the truth is paramount. John thinks Terezi is very cute. He always has. He thinks she's small for how big she talks. And has a nose that resembles a button. These qualities he regards are particularly adorable, due to their sharp contrast with a harsh and incisive demeanor. John recalls the concept of gap moe, a term which the prince, speaking from his highly self-aggrandized position as a scholar of ancient Asian earth lore, once explained to mean a charming, measured discrepancy between one's archetypical appearance and idiosyncratic personal attributes. Terezi is definitely cute, John decides. The conclusion is now at the forefront of his mind.
I don't fucking believe this.
But he still resists, doubts himself. Perhaps it's even weirder to frame it this way, he wonders. He fears he is in danger of seeming like the type of creepy human male who is likely to collect large pillows bearing the illustrated images of Japanese earth females. To me, this idea means nothing, but it is causing him to sweat. He's worried that these are the thoughts
not a
entertained
weeb.
by a man of a low character, by perhaps a scoundrel. His worries are interrupted as Terezi floats over and flicks him in the forehead.
Oh God, anything but a weeb, John, please. Please don't get a body pillow, John.
Oh my gosh.
Don't strain yourself too much thinking too hard there, Egbert.
Yeah, now I think about it, that was a dumb metaphor. It's one of those earth things that that's probably impossible for an alien to understand. Maybe it's the blood loss. I'm probably making a fool of myself here.
John, your monkey python anecdote with vintage Egbert tier Dora stupid. Don't worry about it. Besides, on Eternia, it would be considered weird for someone to stop a fight just for losing a limb.
Really?
Yeah, if someone in the military ran away just for that, they'd probably get cold.
Wow, Alternia sucked.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Suddenly, Terezi sways, feeling woozy. John reaches out to catch her shoulders, steadies her, now closer. He examines her face in detail. Her complexion is chalky compared to humans. Trolls have a little color to lose. When they feel ill, there's a pallor to them, a dusty quality running deeper than the surface of the skin. Whoa, are you okay?
Of course not. John, I am in the process of starving to death. Didn't I just say I've been out here for a long time?
All right, I'm just worried about you, dumbass. You don't need to jump down my throat for every little thing.
I'm sorry.
Just, how long have you been out here, Terezi?
I have no idea. Time passes differently here, and not always in a straight line. Sometimes it feels like I've been here 400 sweeps. I'm not even sure that's not true. It's hard to stay anchored.
Whoa, that's pretty heavy.
Ha! Just like an anchor would be. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah.
Here, look. I found my dad's wallet floating out there. Like, fucking randomly. Can you believe that? Let's see if there's any food in it. She hesitates, weighing her temptation to playfully antagonize John against the virtue of sincere expression. There are times she worries the latter may be more appropriate.
Thanks, Egbert.
No problem. No problem. We're friends, Terezi. It's not like I'm gonna let you die out here just because we're bicker sometimes. You don't have to be so on guard, actually. I'm glad to see you. I've been thinking about you a lot lately.
Are
John opens the
Terezi
wallet.
and John gonna get together in this reality? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool. When John opens the wallet, the first thing he sees stored in the capacious modus is a spare car. His ever-prepared father must have catalogued a second one as backup. Perhaps, as John speculates, in case his primary vehicle got a flat tire.
You what, John?
Hold that thought. Check this out. John deploys the spare car. It looks brand new, like the day his father brought the other one back from the dealership. It strikes John as the first bit of good luck he's had all day. Terezi is less impressed.
Is this pathetically primitive four-wheel device edible? Or am I misunderstanding something here?
No, it's just that John's vision is dark and blurry around the edges. He's reminded he's not in perfect physical condition either, and could use a moment of rest. He climbs under the trunk of the car, assuming a sitting position, with his legs dangling in front of the bumper. He exhales, then turns to look at Terezi. He pats the place beside him, inviting her to sit. She looks skeptical but relents, shimmying up next to him on the chrome. She shrugs out of the straps of her rocket pack. They sit silently for several minutes, shoulders 2 inches apart. The atmosphere is thin and chilly. Below their dangling feet, the black hole looms. Watching them, above, the sky seems to stretch on more infinitely than a typical infinite expanse, without being boxed in by the properties of space or time. John observes Terezi watching the sky. The light flickers, meteoric, over her sharp features. It casts pools of shadow beneath her eyes and in the dip of her neck. His innocent thoughts continue, with the cautious yet growing confidence of a skittish animal creeping out of the woods. It is confident only in its surety of being unobserved. Like this, he does not think she's cute at all. No, she is beautiful. This vision of her is haunting to him.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, it's adorable. I've always said this. I love love and just anything having to do with romance, except for whenever it comes
right?
to.
It's so cute.
Except for with Jane and Jake. Now that doesn't count. But you know.
That's not love.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like true love, where you're sitting there and you're staring at girl, guy, whatever they identify as, and you know, like you're just sitting there staring at them, and all you can think about is how beautiful they are. That's true love right there. And it's my favorite thing in the entire world.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of my favorite songs of all time is about it's actually Conan Gray's People Watching. You remember that one?
Conan Gray.
It's relatively new.
Yeah.
One, I think, is it his newest one or his second? I don't remember. But People Watching is so good because it's like, you know, just starts talking about, you know, just a couple that he sees that are talking about, you know, counting months they've been together, almost 49. They talk about their futures until 4 a.m. and I'm happy for them, etc.
Yeah.
But then the chorus comes in, it's like, but I want to feel all that love and emotion, be that attached to the person I'm holding. And it's like, ah!
I need to get into a relationship, man.
But I want to feel all that love and emotion, be that attached to the person I'm holding. Someday I'll be falling without caution, but for now I'm only people watching.
One of these
It's
days,
very good.
one of these days, I'm gonna find a girl.
I wanna feel
Because that's-
all that
I
love
don't know.
and emotion, be that. Yeah.
I would love one day to find a girl that gets me and understands me and likes me. You know, that
You
would be
will.
really nice.
It may take time, but
yeah,
you will.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here like it has to happen tomorrow or else I'm gonna kill myself. You know, but it'd be cool. Like,
Yeah, it'll happen.
yeah, exactly. Like
I believe you.
we have all the time in the fucking
Especially if
world.
you move to a more populated area, like that's the big thing, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere.
I think one of the hardest parts of living in a small area like you is, you know everybody there, and then it's kind of hard to.
yeah, it
deal with
sucks.
emotional
It
stuff,
sucks
like-
walking around because I always know everybody.
Yeah.
Very.
Because the thing, knowing everybody is both kind of a blessing and a curse, you know.
Yeah,
And I
you-
used to live in a small town, so I had the same thing. You know, there was 30 kids in my grade. I knew everybody in my school. You know, back in middle school. So you know, I know how it is, and you know everyone on a larger scale because you've lived there your whole life. You know, so you have it even more than me. But it's both a blessing and a curse because it's like, wow, you know, I'm kind of chummy with everyone, but also like any drama sucks.
Yeah, because everybody's involved.
And it's really hard to get away from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't know. It all sucks, but eventually I'm going to move to somewhere big, and I'm going to be in LA being a rich and famous person, and I'll meet somebody, and everything's going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, even when you go to college, like, you know, like, regardless if it's there or here or somewhere else, it's gonna be so different for you because there's gonna be so many people there.
I'm going to marry a model. I'm calling it here. Like Tom Holland, you know Tom Holland, like he's called everything that he's done. He was like they were like, yo, who's your celebrity crush? He goes, Zendaya. They're dating. They asked him what superhero he'd like to play in the future, and it was like a long time before Spider-Man. He says Spider-Man, and they asked him what his favorite video game is. He says Uncharted, and you know who he's playing? He's playing Nathan Drake from Uncharted. This motherfucker. I
didn't know he was playing Nathan Drake.
Yeah, he's playing this fucking. He's winning right now, motherfucker.
I also didn't know they were still making Uncharted games, but I guess that makes sense.
No, he's playing Nathan Drake in the movie.
Oh, there's a movie. Okay.
They're making a movie.
I didn't know they were making a movie. That's, you know, I'm not super excited because video game movies kind of usually suck.
I don't know. I've seen a couple good ones lately. Like the Sonic movie was good.
Yeah, the Sonic movie was good. And so was the Detective Pikachu movie.
I never watched Detective Pikachu.
They are a good movie. Oh, it's so good. It's worth it.
Definitely. And Ryan Reynolds is there.
Yeah, but I am worried about Uncharted. I mean, I feel like Uncharted might be an easier one to do well, but much of that game is about the gameplay.
I've seen the trailer and it looks pretty good.
Well, I may or may not watch it. Depends on if I get people to go.
I'll watch it and I won't
go see it alone. I won't go see it alone, but if I have got people who are going to go see it, I will go with them.
Yeah, I went with 3 different groups to see Spider-Man, so that was funny.
Nice. I still haven't seen the new Spider-Man.
It's good.
But I also haven't seen any of the new Spider-Mans.
That's fair.
The only place I've seen Tom Holland Spider-Man is in larger Avenger movies.
Like what, in Civil War he was there, and then Infinity War.
I didn't watch Civil War. Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, Civil War was where he first appeared.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those are the only places I've seen Tom Holland. I haven't seen any of his Spider-Man movies.
He's pretty good. He's not my favorite Spider-Man. My favorite Spider-Man's Andrew Garfield. It's not because I'm attracted to him. Okay, it's kind of because I'm attracted to him. Leave me alone. Most of it's, though, is that I think he's the most realistic.
I remember the original Spider-Man movies being kind of boring.
Sam Raimi's movies were just really campy.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I feel like I never liked the idea of superheroes, you know?
Yeah.
I was never huge on, you know, Marvel Comics or any of the old superhero movies like Superman, Spider-Man, any of the Batman movies. I never really liked them, you know?
Yeah.
I liked the concept of Batman a lot, you know, somebody who actually didn't have powers and just had technology that could do things.
He was just rich.
Which is what drew me to Iron Man as well.
Superpowers is richness.
Although, you know, in Batman's case, it was, I'm rich, I'm going to use my money to do a good thing. While in Iron Man's case, it was like, I'm rich, I'm going to have some fun.
I'm a rich asshole. I'm a fucking playboy. And I'm going to have an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like meme and troll and just have fun.
Yo, what's up? My name's Robert Downey Jr. and you're watching Jackass.
but like, and you know, I didn't even watch Iron Man when it came out because I kind of associate with superhero movies that I didn't really want to. And that was the only reason for that was that every other superhero movie I've seen before Iron Man and the Avengers, I didn't really like.
Yeah.
And then when Thor Ragnarok came out,
that was a good movie.
It was so good. I was dragged to it, and I'm like, I don't really like superhero movies, but if you say it's gonna be good, I'll give it a shot. I loved it. It was so good. And
I
obviously,
love that
I know the
it's
Thor
like
movies
Taika Waititi or something like that. That director's really good.
Cool. Yeah, I know the Thor movies are like more on the comedic side. You know, like they all have comedic values, but like Thor is a very funny character.
I love it.
I love it so much. Thor Ragnarok was fantastic. I loved it so much. And then I didn't really watch anything else. I watched Black Panther when it came out because of the hype around it, and I liked that a lot.
Black Panther was good.
Yeah, I think it's really good that it exists, and it's a fantastic movie. However, I do think it's overrated.
I don't think it's the
Like,
best Marvel movie ever, like some people
No,
were
no.
trying to say whenever it first came out. However,
It is
it's a good-
fantastic.
it's
I
a
love it
good
to death.
movie.
It is so good, but it's overrated.
Exactly. Dude, I hate when that shit happens, when I like something so
Yeah.
much, but then, like, it gets overrated.
It's like how Hamilton's overrated. It's like, I fucking love Hamilton, but
I
it's
finally
also
watched
overrated.
Hamilton. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I think you did, yeah.
I
so
finally
good.
watched Hamilton.
You
and
mentioned it. I don't think we
it's
talked about
great.
it, but it's
It's
so
great.
good. Love Hamilton.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is great.
I love him. I still need to see In the Heights.
Alexander Hamilton. Have you seen Tick Tick Boom yet?
We're waiting in the wings for you. I have not, no.
He directed that.
I heard. I have not looked into the movie, but
It was really good. That one had Andrew Garfield in it. He was playing
I will.
the guy
I'll have
who
to check
made
it out.
Rent, which is cool. I still haven't seen Rent. I need to
Yeah.
watch Rent.
So good.
Yeah, it's like one of
How
a
we
lot of people's
gonna
favorites.
pay? How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay last year's rent?
God, I love it. I need to watch that so bad.
It's very good. I would recommend it.
Jonathan Larson was a
of course.
genius.
Yeah, if you can find a good bootleg, then watch it. If you can't find a good bootleg, the movie is better than watching a bad bootleg.
Really?
Yeah, I mean the stage show was better than the movie, but the
That's how it
movie's gonna
usually
be better
works.
for. The movie's gonna be better than watching a bad stage show, bad bootleg. I would recommend, if you can only find a bad bootleg, I'd recommend watching the movie and then watch the bootleg. If you can find a good bootleg, then go for it. But I was lucky enough to have seen it to have seen it on. The first time I watched it, it was live on TV because the Detroit Fox Theater was doing a thing. And then after I saw it live on TV, it came back to Fox Theater like a year later or something, and I went there and I took someone there. I mean, I had to explain the whole story because you know, the stage show. I don't know. It was a little obtuse, and also we couldn't really hear the dialogue. So, but I was lucky enough to see it stage show, and then I watched the movie, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, the stage show is much better, but like, this has most of the original cast, and the songs are the same, so like, it's fine. It's a good, you know. There are a lot worse musical movies out there. People don't like it. Like diehard Rent fans don't like the movie, of course, but that always happens. I think the movie is still better than watching a bad bootleg for a first experience, though.
I'm definitely gonna have to check it at some point. I just haven't had the chance.
It's very good.
I love Jonathan Larson though. Like Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah.
I love it. I love all the songs. Therapy's such a good song. There's so many good songs. Excuse me,
I'm very excited
Boho
to check
Days.
that out.
Boho Days is straight fire. But anyway,
I'm excited to
we
check it out.
really need to get straight back to this shit.
Anyway,
It's-
Homestuck.
so let's say, in a hypothetical situation, I check my red dot that says 40 minutes.
Yeah. And a hypothetical situation, I check my scroll bar and we're halfway through the first page.
I love myself. All right. Anyway, it's really a mess out here, isn't it?
Yeah. He opens the wallet again, both to search for something edible and to take his eyes away from her. Objects begin appearing around him as he leafs through the cards. A crumpled fedora, a silk tie, his father's backup cufflinks. What are you doing out here anyway?
What do you think I'm doing out here? Looking for Vriska, of course.
Still?
What do you mean, still?
Well, it's been years, at least from my perspective it has. What have you seen since you started looking? There's just nothing out here. Not anymore. If you haven't found her yet, I hate to say it, but she's probably not here.
Hmm.
I mean, she went to fight Lord English, right? I was just there and I didn't see her. And I'm pretty sure everyone who was there is dead now. I wouldn't be surprised if we're the only two people left alive out here. Terezi stares at him with her wide red eyes.
Years.
Yes. Oh, a year is about half a...
I know that, fool.
Oh,
It's just sinking in how time has passed differently for us.
right.
Time is not in the literal sense of seconds passing by, but progress. You've changed so much, and all I've done is waste my entire lifespan walking in circles.
Hey, let's not throw in the towel just yet. So do I actually look that much different from you? Different to you? She leans in close to sniff him carefully.
You smell older, but not as old as I thought you'd be.
What does that mean?
Don't worry about it. Oh, what is that?
Terezi appears delighted. She quickly snatches something out of the open wallet. It is a can of human shaving cream. She clutches it with covetous desperation, her mouth watering. Terezi, no, that's not food. John is too late. She sprays the airy white foam directly into her mouth. She is slurping the earth product known as barbasol greedily, groaning in pleasure as it runs down her chin in viscid, frothy rivers. This fucking bad fanfiction is fantastic. John's eyes bulge at the unappetizing spectacle. He watches with a strange mixture of disgust and fondness. He briefly wonders about the caloric value of the foam. However, regardless of its nutritional merit, it does appear to have restored some of her vigor, so he decides not to interfere. He feels a twinge of pain in his chest and considers it may be on account of missing her so greatly. But no, it's just my brother's tooth, lodged deep in his chest, spreading its poison. It really should be extracted before it's too late. You feel better?
Yes.
That's good, but personally speaking, I feel like total shit. I think we should go back home. I mean,
No.
She grabs him by the shirt. Her voice begins to waver. He notices desperation in the dark circles under her eyes.
Please, John, can we just stay a little longer?
His mind knows he must say no. His sense of self-preservation insists on it, but he simply can't. He redoubles his effort to ignore the pain. He fights back tears. She can sense his great struggle, but says nothing. With a tilt of his head, he gestures towards the car. Okay, we can stay a little longer. Why don't you rest in the back seat so you can save your energy? I'll drive. Well, not literally drive, but you know. I think they're in space still. Well, not like technically outer space, but like the void where there's nothing.
Yeah.
That resembles space.
Mm-hmm.
Terezi crawls in back while John floats into the driver's seat. He summons a gust of wind to propel the car through the decaying medium. Oh, wind, that makes sense.
Yeah.
As he once did in the battlefield so long ago. Terezi closes her eyes at the moment her head hits the seat. By the way, the battlefield thing, that was the Beep episode.
Yeah.
Beep, where John was flying the car and the mayor was in the driver's seat and kept beeping the car.
I love it
Oh, it's so
much.
good.
I miss the mayor.
Ah, the mayor.
F's in chat for the mayor, man.
Yeah. Terezi closes her eyes the moment her head hits the seat. She snores heavily. John makes a concerted effort not to be creepy about it, by his own estimation of the word's meaning, yet cannot stop looking at her in the rearview mirror. He tells himself it's just to make sure she's still breathing. That it's just to make sure she's actually there.
Damn, I'm sure that freaks him out.
Oh.
No! No! I don't want to read this page. You can't make me.
No, Jane.
You can't make me. Jane isn't real, and you can't prove otherwise.
You're gonna read Dirk. That's what you're gonna have to read.
Oh, Dirk's here. Okay, I'm cool with that. I thought we were just gonna have a Jane page, and I was gonna be pissed. Jane still pisses me off. Like, I don't think there's ever gonna be a point where I enjoy Jane's presence again.
Yeah, I agree.
Jane's
Jane
a
was
shitty
fine
person.
in the actual comic, but in the epilogues, ugh.
I think that's why a lot of people get so mad at the epilogues, because they kind of
Probably one of the
change
reasons.
character.
Yeah. I mean, like, this isn't... the thing is this isn't uncharacteristic from the Homestuck,
Exactly.
like, comic Jane.
Exactly, but I just
it is an
don't,
evolution
I
of
think
that,
people
and
don't
it's
like that she's
horrible,
a bad
but-
person here.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's plot. It's like, they had to do it for the plot, and the plot is good. So, if the plot being good requires Jane to be a bad person, then that's fine, but it does make it less enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
The elevator to Jane's office opens, and she stumbles inside. The last traces of trickster mode are bleeding... What?
Wait, what? Did trickster
What do you mean
mode?
trickster mode? What? What? What do you mean trickster mode?
Wait, she's gone trickster?
Wait, when did that happen?
When did she get her hands on the lollipops?
Okay. The last traces of trickster mode are bleeding off Aurora. The great gift of the sacred boon has run its course for the evening, and though she is not as grateful as she should be, she nevertheless acknowledges the extraordinary benefit it has afforded her with a slight nod to the mirror. She pulls a hand through her hair, watching the reflection as the last of the pink coloration fades to black. She has been campaigning this way for some time. Oh my god. Campaigning this way for some time now. In fact, it's been over a week since she was last seen in public without the aura bestowed to her by the divine lollipop juju. There are many benefits to trickster mode, in that it imbues one with an endless supply of enthusiasm and supernatural positivity. Oh my god.
It's a drug addict.
Campaign cycles, man.
She went into a drug addict phase because she was pissed about... I bet she's still pissed about Jake.
Yeah.
Thank God he made his way free, though.
Yeah. Additionally, it prevents one from dwelling on any given personal problems, exactly, or greater implications of any political statements one might make. However, while a great portion of the electorate adores Jane's elevated sense of charisma and presence when she is in trickster mode, as they should, there are just as many detractors who claim the whole thing is extremely problematic. I doubt this is true, but must also acknowledge it exceeds the scope of my expertise to comment on the subject. Yes.
I refuse.
Oh my goodness, it's not problematic. Jane erupts, alone in the elevator, seemingly talking to herself. She appears to be responding to her own inner monologue, which I, admittedly, am presently conducting. She appears to agree with me on this matter. The Juju has truly blessed her with great wisdom. I have endured this argument for years, and I honestly cannot see a single thing about it that could be even thinly constructed as problematic. Furthermore, despite the fact that I empathetically do not find it to be problematic, I have in the past politely refrained from indulging in the profane pleasures of the trickster lollipop out of respect for those who do find offense with it. However, citizens of the human kingdom delight in my tricky antics, and what kind of politician would I be if I were to deny my core voting demographic that sort of red meat? Or candy, I suppose.
I swear to God.
To imply that I am superciliously and recklessly stoking potential dangerous cultural fires is honestly an insult. I am guilty of only one crime, energizing my base. Okay, hold on, I gotta drink something. My voice.
Bass bump. I haven't played bass.
She's saying it better. She's saying it better than I could possibly say it myself. It is unusually gratifying to witness a human with such high regard for hallowed cultural artifacts and the unparalleled blessings they bestow upon lesser beings. Wait, who am I talking to? Jane rubs her eyes under her glasses and groans. Trickster mode is also quite exhausting. What a strange quirk of human biology that excess euphoria must necessarily be followed by crippling despair. She carelessly tosses the lollipop on the floor, lurches toward her desk. No. She turns around promptly, her body jolted by the surprise of her sudden reversal. She bends over, cradles the lollipop reverentially, and situates it carefully in a place of signifying respect, atop the mantel. After clearing space for it by shovel several brittle, worthless objects to the floor. Shoving several brittle, worthless objects to the floor. Only then does she drag herself to her desk, her legs shaking as if she has just run a great distance. The moment she sits down, her phone begins to ring. Yes?
Yo, don't spend too much time in trickster mode.
Is that all you have to say?
In general, not by a long shot, but pertaining to the specific situation, yeah, because you should know. At this rate, you'll burn yourself out before we even go to the ballots. Can you just trust me on this for once? I'm a bit too preoccupied at this exact moment to turn my chair backwards and rap at you about the dangers of dope.
I know what I'm doing, Dirk. Do I need to remind you that all of this was initially my idea?
In that case, how about we tap into some of that outrageous political acumen of yours, dial back on the manic pixie dream candidate bullshit, and focus a little more on substantive policy speeches?
Oh, come on, Dirk. Both you and I know that isn't how politics works.
Yeah, you're right. I can't believe I actually said that with a straight face.
You say everything with a straight face.
Another fair point. See, Jan, this is why you're going to clean this fucking clock in the debates. All I'm saying is there are better ways to go about unscrupulously manipulating the electorate than burning through your entire lifetime supply of dopamine. So you meant dope as in dopamine.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, and drugs in general.
Well,
probably.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, just the kind of the correlation with drugs.
But that does help as well to say dopamine. Yeah. I don't know.
Yes. Like perhaps gaining the ever-vaunted endorsement of one Jake English.
One Jake English. Jesus Christ. Exactly.
Yeah, they're fighting over Jake English's support. Yeah. Jake's support. I don't know why I just said Jake English's support. Jake's support. You know, the last time we spoke about this issue, I could have sworn you had asked me to let you handle Jake.
I guess I did say that.
Dirk, are you doing quite okay? It's very unlike you to forget details like that.
I'm fine, Jane.
The prince is not fine. He is not the type who takes well to having his plans upended, or his control of a shared vehicle fully suppressed. My brother wasn't much that type either.
Oh, fuck off! I'm nothing like that guy.
Huh? What guy?
Oh, forget it. I was talking to someone else.
Who? Is someone else there with you?
No, it's nobody. Let's just drop it, okay?
Yet unfortunately for everyone in the corporeal realm, the prince isn't the type to overlook the need for backup plans either. He devises contingencies for both successes and failures, wheels within wheels, as he likes to imagine. In his workshop, the prince machinates, while the seer both diminishes and ascends. He is being careful to make sure that the precise nature of his activity is obscure. He closes his mind to all observation. He scatters many stray parts across his work table and busies himself with a variety of misleading mechanical tasks to hide the true intent of his schemes from me.
That's what I was about to say too.
Yeah. But certain objects and actions strike me as more notable than others. That very long red rifle on the table, for instance. A weapon that does not belong to him and has not been used in a long time. He has been returning to the rifle between his other mental activities of probable misdirection. He dismantles it, reassembles it, slides it off the receiver cover to examine the firing mechanism. The prince clearly believes that he's a very clever boy. My brother did too.
Christ. I love how he's trying to not make it so the narrator doesn't know, but she still doesn't know. He's misdirecting with that rifle because we both know what he's building right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart as hell to constantly go back to the rifle because it makes them think there's something significant about the rifle. He's a fucking genius. I love Dirk.
No, Dirk is so crazy, and I wonder why. Like Dirk is like I wonder why. Like he's a prince of heart. And neither Aridin was a prince of hope.
Those aren't built on.
Aridin was a prince of hope, and Jake is a wait. No, none of the kids are heart, right? It was just Nepeta that's of heart.
Yeah.
Right, none of the kids are heart. I don't remember what Nepeta was of heart, but like it's like Nepeta and Aridin as class and aspect, respectively.
But his hearts never came from those.
Yeah,
his hearts come from a combination of Dave and Rose.
Yeah. The Prince of Heart is either a destroyer of heart or one who destroys with heart, right?
Yeah. I have no idea which one
both.
He does. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's probably both.
I think it's both. Because, like, destroying heart, destroying the bonds between people in order to get his way.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also doing that by manipulating people. So he's almost destroying heart with heart.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting. Okay. Anyways. What does that mean?
A whole lot of bullshit that I don't have the time or patience to explain right now. All you need to know is that I'm working on a solution in both my problems and yours. Until then, you should figure out how to get Jake to, at the very least, avoid taking a side.
Actually, I have been thinking. Perhaps this attempt to get Jake on our side is the wrong angle from which to approach this vexing problem. Wouldn't it be much easier to discredit or blackmail him?
Jesus. That's fucked. Leave my boy out of this.
I know, leave Jake alone. Come on. He is much beloved in the Troll Kingdom for his carefully cultivated posterior, true. But we both know that his bottom is not the only intimate... I don't know, I'm using that voice, my bad. He is much beloved in the Troll Kingdom for his carefully cultivated posterior, true. But we both know that his bottom is not the only intimate attribute for which he is famed amongst trollish citizens. It would take almost nothing to expose his many dalliances through the human media.
Hoo boy.
I know. Not to be judgmental, but his zipper is as loose as his pants are tight.
That's not what I meant by hoo boy.
You don't think that would work?
Oh, it could work. A certain illusion of boyish innocence is an important part of his brand. You contrast the innocence with the gyrating of his sinewy thighs, beaming raw, sweaty sexuality right into the camera on live TV, 5 nights a week. That's what makes Jay English work as a marketable commodity. The tension between the two, the inherent friction there. He's got to look coy as all get out, like he has no idea how sexy he is. Like, if you actually got him into bed, he'd completely disintegrate into a blushing mess of hesitation and sexless uncertainty.
Wow. I've never heard anything more preposterous in my life.
Yeah, well, his fans get off on it.
So what's the problem?
The part of our plan that involves
My
exposing his promiscuity with trolls in order to hurt his chances with the human vote, thereby framing interspecies sex as an inherently scandalous thing. I don't know, Jane. That sounds pretty fucking xenophobic.
Not again. What isn't xenophobic?
Well, for one thing, what you just said there, probably also xenophobic.
What?
Sorry, that's just how it is. You either gotta roll with the woke shit or decide to commit laborious, symbolic, melodramatic suicide in the process of utterly giving up. Yes, it is confusing, but that's why you're lucky to have me as your top advisor and strategist.
Dirk... Laborious, symbolic, melodramatic suicide is what Dirk did in Candy.
Yeah.
In the process of utterly giving up. So this is totally what I thought.
Yeah.
Remember, like, in Candy, like, obviously we didn't know right away, but later when we heard that Dirk was the villain, you know, like the Prince of Heart and all that from the Dead Cherub as Jade.
Yeah.
My theory, for anybody who doesn't remember, is that Dirk, the evil Dirk they're talking about, is from Meat, and that's been confirmed basically since Dirk is, you know, taking over the narrative.
Yep.
But knowing that kind of Dirk has this control and has this power, then, you know, this was his plan all along, right? Mm-hmm. But when John picked Candy, they were talking about how Dirk just kind of stopped caring about everything.
Yep.
Because now he no longer had control. He realized that he was outside of canon and his plan failed. So in the process of utterly giving up, he committed laborious, symbolic, melodramatic suicide.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway. The prince appears to have discarded the pretense of misdirection at his work table and is focused solely on the red rifle. He clicks the casing back into place. He sets the weapon on his shoulder so he can test the view through the scope. The setting sun bounces off the slick red metal and slices a bar of light across the wall behind him. Dirk, do you want me to deal with Jake or not? You've offered nothing helpful yet, but you've shot down all my ideas.
That's because lately all your ideas have been fucking terrible, Jane. Seriously, you gotta quit with the trickster pop. It's rotting your brain.
Said the heathen, the cur, a true Philistine. Jane's head swivels sharply to look at the juju on the mantle. She admires it lovingly, piously. She'll never relinquish her priceless boon, no matter what reprehensible lies the prince whispers into her ear. Then what do you want me to do?
So she's a drug addict now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, yep.
What the fuck? Are we supposed to feel bad for Jane now?
No, I don't feel bad.
I don't either. Would we feel bad if we would have read Meat first? Probably not. Anyway, played a fence for a while. Like I said, I've got some cakes in the oven, so to speak, but we can't set them on the cooling plate just yet. So go make some fondant in the meantime.
Jane frowns. The baking metaphor felt like one contrived purely for her benefit, and therefore condescending. And yet she hates how effective it was. She laments her own weakness for being so easily swayed by a well-delivered baking comparison. She lets the prince go, and begins making her own plans. In his workshop, the prince lines up an imaginary shot. It's interesting that that the Dead Cherub is calling everyone by name except for Dirk, who she's calling the prince.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. So, you know, calling Jane, calling John, calling Terezi.
But he's the prince.
Calling Dirk the prince, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
It's kind of interesting.
In his workshop, the prince lines up an imaginary shot. He pulls the trigger, listening to the pieces within slide and click together in a satisfying concert of metallic sounds. Impeccably assembled, perfectly greased. The gun is not loaded, but the shot goes off without a hitch. What do you think you're up to, Prince?
Your ass is mine, Jake English.
He speaks under his breath inaudibly, perhaps frustrated, unaccustomed to scheming, while others look over his shoulder. It's possible he's not as bold or as confident in his own designs as I believed.
I fucking said your ass is mine, Jake English.
Dirk's like, fuck
is he
that
gonna
shit.
kill
No,
Jake?
Oh, God. Maybe. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, no. What?
No, 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 that is not what we like to hear here. No, no. Oh God.
I don't like that we've just skipped to Jake's perspective.
Don't
This does
tell
not bode well.
Jake. Do you want Jake? Because later on, Dave
God.
comes in. So, do you want?
Oh my God.
What do you want?
I say you should pick two. Would you prefer? Well, I know you want Carcat, but would you prefer Dave or Jake?
I'll take Dave.
Okay, then I'll be Jake. All right. Chaps, don't you love to take a rigorous jaunt about the wilds first thing in the morning, middle thing in the day, and last thing in the evening?
No!
Carcat both looks and feels. I got both the British characters. This sucks.
Differentiate it, bitch.
I'm doing it by pitch. That's what I'm doing. It's by pitch. Carcat both looks and feels uncomfortable in his red and grey suit. He's tired from an afternoon of campaigning in the consort kingdom. Jake is jaunting rigorously, as he put it, up the ridge of the mountain beyond his mansion. Every now and then he pauses to accommodate the pace of his less limber friends. By Jove, Carcat, that you are so winded by such a little activity is truly alarming.
We've been hiking for a fucking hour, dipshit. I can already feel my legs starting to lock up. I think they're getting a head start on the rigor mortis. Because you're fucking killing me, is what I'm saying, by making me hike through nature in a fucking suit. Great work, everyone. You'll be offering up a pre-assassinated president to a frenzied electorate. Awesome strategy.
By the way, do you know what rigor mortis is?
Yeah. It's whenever
Yeah.
your body
Okay.
after you're killed starts to stiffen.
Yeah.
Well, not
I've always thought that
specifically
rigor mortis is such a missed opportunity for Rick and Morty.
That's
name
what I
for
was
an
about to
episode.
say.
like Rick, like all they have to do is change the G to a CK. Ricker Mortis, and that's just the name of a Rick and Morty episode.
Right? Well, with the next season, they'll probably use it.
I mean, the phrase has been around literally for a very, very long time,
Yeah,
and they
but
haven't used it yet in
they'll
the 5
see
seasons,
it.
but
They'll see it.
I hope
They're
they do
gonna-
one day.
They're gonna run out of fucking ideas at some point. Rick or Morty.
I hope they do someday. But it's just such a perfect title for a Rick and Morty episode because of the way they do like puns with their names and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect thing.
Pretty much.
By the way, guys, Rick and Morty is a dumb show with amazing reading.
Watch that show. That show's so fucking
Yes.
good. The ending of the show, or at least
it's so dumb and it's so stupid and it has nothing to do with IQ or intelligence whatsoever. However, it's hilarious.
It's amazing. You don't have to be big brain
Yeah.
for it. It's great. Just watch it.
Yeah, I recommend a video essay by JXE, that she talks about.
I made a video essay.
JXE is a YouTuber. I found her from her 5-hour video essay on why Doctor Who is not as good as it used to be.
Oh God.
It was fantastic.
You wouldn't have
I
to
loved it.
watch a 5-hour essay on that. It's just true.
Well, yeah. No, yeah, but here's the thing, right? She literally breaks into sections and literally analyzes the entirety of Jodie Whittaker's Chibnall's Who. The entirety of Chibnall's Who. Analyzes the entirety and makes actual good points and evidence and uses evidence to talk about why the writing of these new episodes is objectively bad.
Yeah.
That's why it's a 5-hour video essay, is because it's good, because it's very well written, and it makes me happy, because that's the thing is, I wish Jodie Whittaker would have been given a better writer, but Chris Chibnall is the reason that the new series sucks. He's a horrible showrunner. I'm so sorry. That's not to say he's a horrible writer. Apparently, he's written a lot of other things that are good. However, those things are very different than Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. I could go on a very long rant about this, but the point is, I'm so fucking glad that the next showrunner, they're bringing back Russell T Davies.
Wait. They're
Yeah.
doing what?
Yeah. Right? He announced that Chris Chibnall's leaving after this year's specials, right? So I think the end of this year we'll show Jodie Whittaker's regeneration, right?
Yeah.
And the next showrunner that's coming with the next Doctor, who still hasn't been cast yet, Russell T Davies confirmed he's returning to Doctor Who, who's literally, like, basically universally considered the best New Who showrunner.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
Who did David Tennant.
David Tennant was great.
And Christopher Eccleston, but that was the beginning of the show, so it was still getting its footing.
Yeah. David Tennant.
Yeah, Russell T Davies. And, I love Stephen Moffat, too, but, like, Stephen Moffat is 11 and 12, and Russell T Davies is 10, and I love 12. 12 is the best Doctor, in my opinion, but 10 is also so good. David Tennant is fantastic. But Russell T Davies really, really knows how to write plots. Russell T Davies, like, for example, a lot of the overarching plots, like the Master, the end of the world, the Hugh knocks 4 times, a lot of those, like, overarching plots in 10's era, even, like, a lot of the characters, like the Ood and stuff, like, that was some of the strongest points of New Who, right?
For sure.
And Chris Chibnall, have you heard the shit that's happened in Chris Chibnall's Who?
No.
Okay, spoiler warning here for anybody who cares. But I'm going to just say something that happened in a reveal that happened in New Who that everybody is so mad about, or most people are so mad about.
What?
Apparently, they have revealed in series 12, I think, that the first Doctor, William Hartnell, was not the first Doctor.
But,
which literally breaks the entirety of the lore of the show.
But...
Apparently, the Doctor had a whole bunch of regenerations before William Hartnell, and they don't remember those regenerations. And in one of which, the Doctor was a woman, and she shows up with no recollection of who Jodie is, and Jodie's Doctor is, and vice versa. And they figure out she's an old version of the Doctor from before William Hartnell.
What the fuck?
To make matters worse, the way they tried to explain this is there's this myth about the timeless child, right? And apparently, the timeless child is the origin of the Time Lords. This timeless child character was studied by these people who were more closely to humans, and this timeless child had the ability to regenerate. And apparently, these humans learned this, learned how to genetically engineer themselves to be able to regenerate from the timeless child. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Doctor is the timeless child, because that's kind of how plots work, right?
Yeah.
So now we know that the Doctor isn't even actually a Time Lord. They are much older than Time Lords and are the reason Time Lords exist, which is, like, wrong, which is completely against the lore and in every way.
I'm confused.
It's dumb. It's so stupid.
I agree.
Gosh, I can hate on Chibnall Who all day, but
new Doctor Who is not that great.
I'm really hoping for Jodie Whittaker.
We could retcon it. Wait, we could retcon it.
God, I hope so. But the thing is, what I was getting to, that the conclusion of that was Russell T Davies is coming back, and he was the best showrunner when it comes to plots and storytelling.
All I want them to do is retcon that shit, because it would fix it.
So he's gonna fix it. Good. So I mean, he's gonna find a way to fix it. Because he has to. They're bringing back him. he's gonna figure out a way to fix it, or at the very least, if he can't retcon it, make it good. Mm-hmm. Because I have so much confidence in him. For sure. But then the last thing I'll say is I really hope Jodie Whittaker gets the audio drama treatment. Yeah. Because she could have really been a great Doctor, but she's just written horribly because of Chris Chibnall. But, like, for example, the Eighth Doctor is a huge example of this. How the Eighth Doctor only ever appeared on screen in 2 instances. The movie, the 90s movie, called Doctor Who, and the Night of the Doctor, which was a short when the Day of the Doctor came out, that showed 8's last moments before regenerating as John Hurt, the War Doctor, right? Yeah. Which is fantastic. Everything before Chris Chibnall's Who was just a perfect show. Like, I love it so much. So those are the times he's seen on screen. The Doctor Who movie from the 90s is not that good. It's kind of bad.
Yeah.
But 8 is fantastic because most of 8's stories that people like are audio dramas. The actor, for several years afterwards, was given these audio dramas that were produced and written by different writers than the people who did the movie that showed different adventures, kind of like a TV show of the Eighth Doctor with the actor, what's his name? Paul McGann. Paul McGann's his name. Yeah. And those are really good. those are actually fantastic. And a lot of doctors got this audio drama treatment, and they just are generally really good stories. So I really hope those people get a hold of Jodie Whittaker, and after she leaves the show itself, she can work on some audio dramas and actually have a good doctor exist, actually have a good 12th Doctor, 13th Doctor, have a good 13th Doctor, because I think Jodie Whittaker has so much potential for the role. Like, there are moments where you can see her shine through as the Doctor, and it's fantastic. However, her character is very inconsistent with the rest of the Doctors because the writing is bad.
Yeah.
And I can talk about this forever. Anyways, this was a long tangent. To go back to the beginning, because this whole thing spawned from me saying JXE, and Rick and Morty and the rigor mortis thing.
Jesus Christ.
But JXE did 5-hour video on Doctor Who, and she also did a small 20-minute video essay on that's just titled Rick and Morty is a dumb show with amazing writing, and I'd really recommend that because I do like Rick and Morty a lot. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Do you need me to remind you where we are?
Did you finish all that, Carkhead, or did you?
Yeah, I did. I already went through the
Okay.
awesome strategy.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Perhaps you need a better calisthenics routine. I can suggest several alterations to your morning workout and even give you a lesson or two myself.
My morning workout? I couldn't think of a more offensively presumptuous phrase if I tried. Also, what the fuck is a calisthenic? Is that the name of your fan, Cherub?
Cal. It's amazing.
I always feel like I'm missing a part of myself sometimes. Now whenever I read Carcat, I realize that's where it went. Oh, I love him. Dude, I need to go back to freaking out more and being more passionate about stuff, because that's when I feel like I'm at my best.
Hell yeah.
Like whenever I'm not doing my sarcastic, because I feel like sometimes I'm a mix of Dave, Dirk, and Carcat, and that's just my personality.
That makes sense.
Like, I can get really hyper and really in your face, but I can also be really sarcastic and also make a lot of dumb doing your mom jokes. It's just like, I that's just where I think I am as a person at this point.
That makes sense. Carcat's tirade is interrupted as he trips over a protruding tree root. Dave, who's been cheating on their hike by hovering very slightly off the ground rather than walking, catches Carcat before his face hits the dirt. He sets his companion upright and continues to guide him with his hand on his back as he walks, the way an older human does with a small child who's learning to ride a bicycle.
Hey Jake, we're cool on the whole cardio program or whatever. Carcat's not really what I'd call a kinesthetic learner. Hey! I can hold my own in threshing match better than 99% of the squishy, placid human population of this planet. I was literally trained to be a combat specialist on Alternia. Maybe we should sometimes try to remember and fucking respect that fact about me? Gonna make another mental note about which material to avoid when writing our campaign speeches. Like, dude who's nuts with a sickle can carve a bloody arc through a surrounding circle of gathered squishy humans. Watch their guts spill on the floor while he roars in the sky in honor of his genocidal ancestors. We're kind of trying to downplay the idea that trolls are naturally good at violence and shit here. Hey, speaking of which, Jake, you want to back Carcat in this election or what?
Jake spins around in his worn boots. He bites his lip and looks at the ground. Ah, I see. That was your purpose in coming out here.
Yeah, that is basically the only reason either of us would waste our time climbing a mountain instead of, like, almost perfectly replicating the experience by checking out sweet stock photos of a mountain on the CrockerNet image search while spraying our hive with the air freshener or something. Oh, hey, wait, that reminds me. Isn't it fucked up how Jane literally owns the internet?
I never really thought about it, I admit.
It's pretty fucked up, trust me. Like, she already owns the major method of information dissemination, and now she wants to be the one ultimately in control of what information gets disseminated. Do you really think this one person should have all that power?
Sounds a lot like censorship to me.
Yeah. The answer's no, idiot. Yeah, what is why you should back us in our campaign. Our campaign slogan for the purpose of this conversation only is, hey, isn't it cool how we're not Jane? Also, we don't want to own everything. And also, man, on a more personal note, I mean, have you even seen the shit Jane's been saying about you in the media?
I've seen the shit you've been saying about her. You're a poorly optimized billboard. Oh, wait, I totally skipped that. I'm so sorry.
I'm so confused.
didn't even...
I'm so confused. What the fuck just happened?
Don't worry. A look of sadness sweeps across Jake's face, but he quickly turns into a glare of indignation. I've seen the shit you've been saying about her. Your poorly optimized billboards about huge dunks on the economy and neoliberal austerity measures, tumbling down geometrically improbable staircases have made quite a stir in the neighborhood. These advertisements play at all hours of the night. My God, my good man, one could hardly get a wink of sleep.
Yeah, but at least we paid for it out of campaign dollars instead of spinelessly setting up super PACs to spew out propaganda for us.
Super PACs?
Oh yeah, listen to this bullshit. So they're technically expenditure independent committees, meaning they can allocate unlimited funding for...
Agreed. Super PACs are disgusting.
For...
Carcat covers Dave's mouth, having had the concept of a super PAC laboriously explained in his presence more than once. In his estimation, there are few individuals in this world who would benefit less from an in-depth discussion of political financing procedure than Jake English.
Look, Dave, Jake really doesn't care what a super PAC is. I don't think anyone cares what a fucking super PAC... about fucking super PACs. I know you put a lot of work into your spiel about it, especially the rap sequence, but you're never going to get anybody to give a fuck about this stuff, man. I'm sorry. No. Jake, the point is, Jane is having you smeared indirectly.
Well, that would be the way to do it, I suppose, if you wish to keep clean hands in an inherently dirty business. Dave peels Carcat's hand off his mouth and bumps him away with his hip, so that he may continue saying things he regards as terribly important for others to hear.
Okay, but that's partially my point. We're doing all our propaganda in a house instead of outsourcing unscrupulous shadow networks with deep money pockets. For better or for worse. What does that mean? As much as I appreciate your artistic vision, Dave, I think that your political ads are largely going over people's heads. They're kind of... bold? No? Oh, you mean avant-garde. Well, yeah, everyone knows that. Not really how I would put it either. Nuanced. Oh, wait, visionary. You think they're visionary as fuck. Okay, yeah, you got me. I'm a forward thinker, Carcat. This is just what life is like in the Dave lane. Buckle the fuck up. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm gonna say this for the last time. Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff is absolutely horrendous subject matter for producing campaign ads. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about or what points you're trying to make. Yeah, it's awesome. You're wasting campaign money! We're fucking trillionaires, dude.
God. You know, if we read Mead first, I think we wouldn't hate Jane as much right away.
I second that opinion.
Because I think both of these sides have shown, like, problems. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously...
Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff ads everywhere.
That's fantastic. But also, like, when we haven't seen Jane, like, be bad to Jake yet.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We probably would have been rooting for them to get together at that point, probably.
Yeah, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that.
I don't know.
But I would think... I think I would not know what to think about Jane versus Carcat, because I think they both have problems in their campaign and things they need to work on.
Yeah,
and I couldn't really pick a side, although I'd probably pick Carcat's side just because I like him better as a character and Dave, you know, and stuff. However, I think I'd be much more even, and I wouldn't hate Jane as much now. But that probably will end up changing throughout this throughout me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because also Dave's "We're fucking trillionaires," dude, is the same thing they're saying Jane is doing wrong.
Yeah.
So.
That is kind of funny, though. We're fucking trillionaires.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
dude.
no, it's hilarious. However, that is literally what they're trying. Like that is literally what they said is wrong with the super PAC stuff. You know.
True.
As the Vantas campaign bickers internally, Jake becomes pensive, thoughtful. He kicks a rock over the edge of a trail and watches it bounce down the mountain with a baleful expression. Welkers, Dave, has anyone ever told you they have an uncanny talent for cutting straight and incisively to the point without sweating any of the bullshit? You're rather like Dirk in that way, actually.
What? Dave is good at cutting through bullshit? Strider's a fog machine of pure bullshit. There's nothing that comes out of his mouth that is not bullshit. Yeah, that's basically true. And I'm pretty sure Dirk might be even worse. Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, Jake. I know we're soliciting you for the sway your hot popular ass over the people, and not exactly your brain power. So maybe this is somewhat unfair, but that may have been the worst take I've ever fucking heard in my life. Whoa, chill out, man. Remember, we're trying to woo this guy onto our side. Can you maybe go at least a solid minute without forgetting you're a fucking politician now? That means you should try not to insult everybody you meet multiple times per sentence. Fuck! Yeah, I know. I'm fucking sorry, Jake, but for implying that you have slightly less cerebral processing power than the sweaty wedgie this fucking suit is giving my throbbing hike sore ass. No, that still sucks. You suck, dude. Yeah, well, chew on this, master strategist. Maybe telling me I suck is actually the smartest thing you've ever fucking said.
Gentlemen, Jeepers fucking Christmas! I was trying to pay Mr. Strider a gracious compliment. Not every little pleasantry need to be taken with such blasted literalism, and I appreciate that you're trying to sway my political favour to your bungalow with a bit of the old elbow grease and cajolery, even if your methods are wont to veer into full-throated invective in virtually every single exchange, no matter how harmless the topic. And I truly mean it when I say I do appreciate the effort, both at the brown-nosing as well as the dubious restraint when it comes to impugning my noodle. But all this is adding up to make me wonder. Jake slices a hand through the air, determined to display his newfound autonomy. It's glowing by the minute now, and that his thought processes have been severed from the prince's grip. An old confidence fills him as he continues to speak, a feeling of inner freedom he hasn't enjoyed in some time. Why should I side with either of you? Flattery's all well and good, but I hardly think I would bother casting my knickers with it, and with anyone's lot based on the quality of praise, or for that matter, withholding them due to having my ego bruised for not verbal drubbing. I'm not entirely ignorant of the rules of this jamboree. I understand that whoever I endorse will have a good chance of winning on nothing but my good word. So why should I trust anyone trying to win my favour over now? Do you have any case to make which does not involve glowing accounts of my muscular bottom? Oh my god. And Dirk's coming back.
There he is. Dude, do you know why I picked Dave and Carcat? We have so much fun doing the back and forth. It's so much fun. Like getting,
I'm so glad.
It's one of my favorite things in the entire world is their dynamic. It's great. Anyway, back to Dirk, my third guy that I'm pretty much like. I know it seems like an objectively good thing from some Pythie moral standpoint to let everyone in the little drama Jane's cooked up make their own decisions, but trust me, Jake isn't thinking for himself any more than he has while being indirectly controlled. Everything he's thinking and feeling right now is merely reactive. He's like a mostly dead bug twitching around on the last of its hemolymph after getting its head cut off. Under my guidance, he was like an ant being influenced by the cordyceps fungus. You can't really call one of these better than the other, but at least the latter is being directed towards some greater purpose.
For a moment, Jake thinks he hears something. A minuscule voice, prattling along vaingloriously. Never heard that word before. But he realizes it's only a tiny insect buzzing about his ear. A gnat-like presence of absolutely no consequence. He simply waves it away.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. You mean like an actual pitch on policy or shit or vision for the world? We can set you up, bro. Or I mean, this guy can. That's what we was made for. A born fucking leader right here. What? Take it away, man. Our boy Jake here wants to be goddamn dazzled.
Oh my gosh. Carcat, let's do it. Give your campaign speech. Dave grins and affectionately taps Carcat in the head with his knuckles. Carcat unwinds from Dave's loose embrace, takes a deep breath, and clambers up the ridge to speak with Jake in a more personable proximity. He's learned new methods for connecting with others in the campaign trail, how to speak broadly, with sweeping conviction, and yet create a sense of intimacy when addressing an individual. He has learned to come across as one who was once a leader and could be again.
I'm like tapping on the mic. I don't know if that comes through. But all right, gotta go all campaigny and shit. I don't own any suits. Look, Jake, I'm not gonna try to sell you some ludicrous story about how I'm the best candidate Earthsea has ever seen or anything. I'm not gonna be that arrogant. I'm not gonna be that arrogant, especially since my arm had to be twisted right out of its socket to get me to even run. But at least we're not hiding our intentions. At this point, it's not a policy beef that I have with Jane Crocker. Yeah, I'm the one with the policy beef. Corporate welfare destroys public infrastructure. Shut up, I'm talking! Word. We're still living on an incredibly young planet. Let's be real. Every president up until now has just been some bozo basically play acting at being in charge. Because this whole time, everyone's been holding their breath waiting for one of us to run. Whoever wins, me or Jane, will set the tone for subsequent administration for who knows how fucking long. It's entirely possible that Jane will prove to be a competent president. I have no doubts on her administrative acumen, considering that's probably the only fucking thing she is going for, besides a series of physical attributes which I keep being told aren't too hard on the eyes. But frankly, I still don't know how I don't know if I'm seeing it. I mean, she's like, alright, I fucking guess.
Now, let's not be too unfair, old chap.
I think I'm allowed to be unfair when she's holding the reproductive rights of my entire species hostage.
Point well met.
She will set a horrible precedent. She's indirect, she's privileged, she's concerned with how things look rather than how things are. No matter how nice she was when you were kids, her dedication to the appearance of that niceness has already led her down a path of corruption and duplicity. Because when you live inside a skin that's a lie, you'll either grow to fit it or collapse under the unbearable weight of your own shit-spewing cognitive dissonance. Trust me, I fucking know, because I used to spew an untold amount of shit. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Carcat. That was amazing.
I love it. I love it so much. Yeah.
Gosh.
Used to. Dude, what the fuck do you want? Get off my bulge. You want me to spend some fucking gold to bust out the good shit? There, I said it. That was the good shit. I'm done. I did my thing. This mincing half-wit in the tiny shorts can do whatever the fuck he wants now. No, that was good, man. I was just messing with you. Great job, dude. I love it.
Jake chews on these remarks for a minute. He loves Jane and Dirk dearly. He has loved both of them for years, on and off, in multiple fashions and configurations, in accordance with human understanding of this feeling. He thinks he could break Jane's heart were he to oppose her, and yet hasn't she fired the first shot by broadcasting such scandalous things about him in the media? And it was so soon after they'd nearly had an intimate reconciliation. The more he thinks on it, the more Jake struggles to believe in the sincerity behind Jane's friendship with them, and the prince, Dirk, as he knows him, hasn't been given much thought by Jake recently. Jake has been savouring the fruits of a mental liberation he's barely aware of, let alone capable of comprehending. When he considers crossing Dirk, he's not afraid of making him angry or hurting his feelings. He simply always wanted to avoid disappointing him, and yet, with the cognitive cloud of Dirk's influence dispelled, Jake now cannot shake the feeling that the best course of action would be the one that asserts the most independence from Dirk. Disappointment be damned. And to whatever extent the prince intends to put Jake's life in jeopardy, for now, his agency remains safely obscured from his sniper's sight. Well, dash my wig, I'll do it.
Dash your what? Fuck yeah.
Dash my wig, I'll do it. I love it. So they got Jake. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I did not expect that.
I
have expected Jake to be like, but what if I run?
I'm gonna miss this dynamic. I know it's gonna be gone here in a minute.
We'll get back to it.
I love Dave and Carcat. They're the best Homestuck characters. Nobody can change my mind.
We'll get back to it. Wait. Oh, holy shit. Okay. The scroll bar on this page is quite small.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Wait, we're on page 31.
Yeah.
And you said there were 41 pages in Candy.
There were 41 pages in Candy, yeah.
Wait a minute.
We're only in epilogue 5, though.
What?
We're only in epilogue 5.
So that means the last 3 are going to be really fucking short.
I guess. Okay, anyways. Terezi's munching her way through another 10 of human fatherly tobacco as John crawls into the back seat. This has been there, or like, there's like 38 pages, but all of them are really long.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Where's I? Which of 7 days, precisely how many they could say between a frequent and absolute. Oh, fatherly tobacco. Terezi's munching her way through another 10 of human fatherly tobacco as John crawls into the back seat. This has been the ritual for several days. Precisely how many they couldn't say. Between her frequent naps and his diligence in keeping a lookout for any additional survivors, they have been losing track of time. John, eyes unfocused, stares at the expanse of nothingness. Perhaps he imagines it, but it seems as if the emptiness itself is curving against the staggering weight of the black hole they orbit. He hasn't seen any sight of Vriska. He's seen no one at all. It's just him, Terezi, and the sky on all sides. He scoots back to lean against the car door, drawing his knees up to his chest, unsure of how to act around Terezi or how much room to give her. She holds out a handful of tobacco.
Want some delicious dry candy shavings?
No. Do you have any idea what you're eating right now? She shrugs and licks the crumbs off her hand. His eyes can't help but follow the motion of her tongue. It leaves a trail of faintly teal saliva behind that glistens in the strange light coming through the window. It's like a poison plant. You're not supposed to eat it. You're supposed to put it in a pipe and smoke it. I think that if I ate it, I'd probably get like mouth cancer or something.
Well, if you were blind and saw
tobacco's horrible.
Yeah, it is very awful. You shouldn't do it. It's bad for your teeth.
even worse than smoking, and
Yeah.
don't smoke either.
Well, if you were blind and saw with your nose and tongue, it would taste like chocolate.
Seriously? So is that kind of like synesthesia? Are all trolls like that, or just you? I've always wondered. She gives him a narrow-eyed look.
I
Her
want
thick eyelashes
synesthesia.
shadow her gaze.
I have
I know,
bits
me
and
too.
pieces of synesthesia, but I don't have like full synesthesia. Like certain things, I associate colors with
Yeah.
them and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I can associate colors seemingly arbitrarily, even though there is like it's the same way a neural network would is kind of how I associate colors to things.
The way that I do it is
and
just like I close
want
my
to
eyes and I think
synesthesia.
about a color and I see a color.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't want to get too off topic because I don't want to.
Yeah.
This episode to be super long, but like like a lot of times it's like, for example, numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if we try to associate numbers with colors, right?
Yeah.
Then I'd think for a minute and be like, I think 4 is a very orange number.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, the reason why is completely arbitrary. I have no like explanation for my reason. However, it sticks with me, and then I keep thinking of other numbers, and then it just kind of builds from there, like a neural network. It's really weird.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not synesthesia for sure, but I'm like pretend to have synesthesia almost.
Yeah, I get you.
No deception, but like kind of trick myself almost.
I know what you mean.
All right. She gives him a narrow-eyed look. Her thick eyelashes shadow her gaze. He feels anxious about knowing why, as if it's as if he's waiting for something to happen, for something to change.
Something to change. Why, John? Are you curious about me?
No, I mean, yes. Your whole looking thing has always been kind of weird. A lot of things about you are weird. Like, I feel like we talked a whole lot, but I still know almost nothing about you, since so many of our conversations are just...
So many of our conversations.
bullshit.
Sorry, just the quality of the bullshit was just like blah. Bullshit. Bullshit?
Yeah, I guess. I always felt like you were trying to fight me for some reason. Like, I can't just talk to you normally. It always has to be, like, a jokey argument, or a snark off or something.
Blah. How do I keep getting lost? For it to be a snark off, you'd have to prove a worthy opponent, Egbert.
Say ha
Ha
ha.
ha ha, ha. I just don't know how to do it in that
Egbert
voice.
ha 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 is a valid troll name.
Kill me.
See, like that. You just always do that. Teresa's expression changes in a subtle way. Slowly, like the tide pulling out, she snaps the tobacco tin shut and sets it down on the floor of the car.
I suppose I can be pretty difficult to be around.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, Terezi. He unfolds his legs so he can see so he can set a comforting hand on her shoulder. He wonders if he's allowing it to linger there longer than it should. Look, I've been really depressed and antisocial for the last few years, so I guess going on this insane suicide mission out of nowhere has been making me get all philosophical about my relationships and shit. I think I've been out here long enough that I'm starting to forget what certain basic things feel like, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm all numb inside, and this fucking tooth in my chest isn't helping either. I think I just want to have a real conversation with someone. He pushes her shoulder lightly so they're looking at each other. Terezi, I want to have a real conversation with you. Terezi makes very close eye contact, and this is very cute. Terezi makes very close eye and nose contact with John in a way that comes across as intently sincere. The arrangement lasts for about 10 seconds before her mouth cracks in a grin and she doubles over laughing.
Oh my god, that's the lamest thing I've heard in my entire life.
Oh, come on.
Egbert, no matter how old or young you are, you never change. You're positively, truly, and undeniably the biggest fucking dork I've ever known.
Okay, I get it. Sorry I said anything. Jeez.
Oh, don't look like that. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I actually find it refreshing.
She pulls her legs up under her. Her shoes catch the light and reflect it all over the ceiling in little red dots. John's heart skips a beat. You're wearing Jade's shoes. Terezi frowns, and then her eyes widen as if she's been caught. Her reply is defensive.
They were in the wallet.
Oh, yeah, I guess I put them in there.
I like them. I can take them off if it's creeping you out, though.
No, it's fine. It just made me think about the doomed timeline, he means. The state of the session he entered, when he was confronted with billions of pieces of debris from several shattered planets. He pictures Terezi's lifeless body as it collapses into a corpse-shaped chalk outline she drew for herself. Oh, that doomed... Oh.
Yeah.
the Game Over timeline.
Yeah.
Where everyone died, and then Terezi was a fucking badass and single-handedly, like, wrote the plan for John to go back and fix it, and then, like, literally drew her own shot outline and dropped dead. Like, that was the badass.
Yeah, that's so
Terezi.
fucking... That's so... It was so fucked up, I remember. Game Over was entirely
that
fucked
was
up.
a moment.
Do you remember when we
Game
thought
Over
everybody
and,
was
like...
dead?
Yeah. Like, Game Over was super fucked up, but also, like, the entire arc of recovering from Game Over and retconning it
Yeah.
was also, like, super intense and dramatic, and it was so good. I love that.
I
One of the best
second
parts.
that opinion.
Anyways. You know what happened, right? The first time we all met up and tried to fight the Condis, we were completely unprepared and basically got our asses handed to us, by which I mean everybody died. I think about it a lot. I guess it's kind of hard not to think a lot about seeing all your friends die horrible deaths, but I also think about you from that timeline a lot too.
Me? Why's that?
Because you were amazing. I couldn't believe how you could hold it all together while you were literally bleeding to death. Almost like it wasn't even bothering you. Like you were actually in the process of dying horribly and you still went to the bother of dunking on me with your scarf instructions. You were so brave. It was like you were undefeatable that day. Like you were refusing to let us lose. I think I carry around that memory whenever I think about you, and maybe why I always feel like you're sort of steamrolling over me when we talk. I think I'm still a little intimidated by you. I guess that sounds kind of stupid, though. Suddenly, Terezi's voice is very small.
I remember all that.
You do? She nods, smiling grimly.
That's why I'm out here, you see? That doomed Terezi missed Vriska so much it was like a hole in her heart. I remember the way she felt because one time all her memories came flooding back. I even got to see what happened when she died. She and another Vriska ghost finally found each other. It made me so happy getting to feel that as if it was one of my own memories. It just reinforced the feeling that there was something special between us, and I just kept hanging on to that belief right up until, I don't know. Now, I've practically devoted my life to certain memories, to the idea that two people can be meant to be with each other on some cosmic level, even if they always seem to get each other into trouble. All that investment, all that searching, and for what? Over a sweep together and she just disappears into the void again? What a huge bitch.
I literally started crying. I'm tearing up. Oh my god.
That's adorable.
Terezi, the Terezi Remember is such a flash.
Yeah.
Do you remember that flash, Jay?
Yeah.
The penultimate episode of our Homestuck series was Remember.
It was
spelled with an 8 instead of a B.
It was incredible.
And Terezi was flying.
Yeah.
And then we saw Vriska and Terezi. Oh my god.
Yeah, they found each other.
Terezi talking about that flash played some of the images from the flash in my head, and I started crying. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I love that flash. It's such a good flash.
I agree.
Terezi. His hand is on her shoulder again, and his other hand has found the other shoulder. John notices his own palm grazing the side of her neck to cup her face. The act was made with barely a thought, and his own boldness surprises himself. You saved everyone! You're the only reason we're able to defeat Lord English and win the game at all. If it weren't for you, me and Roxy would have just floated around in Paradox Space like a couple of losers with no idea what to do. Even worse, I might have even tried to fix things myself.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah! Terezi shrugs out from under his grasp, but doesn't move away.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting the objective value of my other self's actions. I'm glad that we didn't all die in a doomed timeline and let Lord English finish eating all of space-time, but I don't feel it. It's not like a rational emotion, John. It's like you.
Me?
Yeah, you. Why are you still out here with me?
Because I'm not just gonna leave you here to die.
You've made very few overtures regarding the subject of going home. You're just letting me continue to pointlessly circle this fucking black hole, even though it's obvious that Vriska is dead. You're just letting yourself be here, too, as we spiral down the load gaper together.
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't exactly thought about it, to be honest.
Exactly. Earthsea is perfect, isn't it? But not for you. You don't feel it.
John swallows a thick breath. He reminds himself that he never wanted a perfection, never asked for it, and yet he feels guilty every day for failing to enjoy it as much as he believes he was supposed to. You're right, I don't.
If you've been depressed and antisocial these last few years, I bet that your friends miss you.
Probably. But for some reason, I don't feel like I have anything to go home to. You're right, it's not a rational feeling, but it's there anyway. A tear hits his knee, staining his pants dark. He rubs his eyes furiously. He's afraid Terezi will mock him for his childish display of emotion. But she just watches him, patient and sympathetic. She tips her head to one side and asks,
What ended up happening with Roxy? God, dude, I felt that feeling though, just like feeling like there's nothing to go back to.
Yeah, me too.
It is one of the most depressing things in the entire world when you're gone from everything for so long. Because like for like 6 months of my life, I spent like it was like last year. I was still recording videos and stuff, but like I fell off the face of the earth when it came to like all my IRL people, and it just
Yeah.
I don't know. It never felt like
remember.
I was missing out on anything really.
Yeah, I also know the feeling. Not in as long of a term, but like concentrated for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. It's one of the most sad feelings in the entire world. Because I'm beginning to feel that again, even though I'm with everybody. Because it, like as many people as I know and as many people as I talk to, none of it feels real except for like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
Because like
You need to get out
of
of
course
there,
like the online people. Yeah, I probably do.
You need to get out of there.
here.
Like
One of
Jay, I
these days,
support
though.
whatever decision you make, of course, but like seriously, after high school, it might be good for you to get out of there. Like, not saying you can't come back. You can totally go back there, but like you should at least spend some time away and like get better.
Probably
Because I really think there's a big piece of yourself is like constantly is damaged, and like you can't really fix it by being around the stuff that damaged it, you know?
It's a fair point.
It's maybe, I mean, it is traumatic to an extent. Like I can't speak to your level of trauma, but
Yeah.
I know in general, like trauma is impossible to heal from if you still experience it.
That's fair.
You know, in order to heal in order to actually heal your trauma, you need to get out of the traumatic situation first.
Good idea.
You know,
I just don't know how.
you know, because Jay, like one thing I know about you, and you know, is you always like in the moment you're always like, this is fine, and then later you're like, holy shit, that was not fine, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's because like, you know, you were currently experiencing trauma and you didn't realize it almost, you know. So later
Yeah.
you look back and you're like, oh shit, that was trauma, and then you forget that you're still currently in that traumatic situation, you know. When it's like,
Yeah.
and it's in like,
I'm sure
you
it's
know,
not
and trauma
fun to
affects everyone
watch.
differently. You know, trauma affects everyone differently, but like, that's my biggest piece of advice to you is to get out and try to heal some of that trauma, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can't really move forward like very like good. You can't really like be happy for a prolonged period of time if you still have trauma that needs to be healed.
It's a good point.
You know, I'm my you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that, you know, anyway, tangent but important tangent. Just talking, you know.
Yeah.
Jay, I love you.
Love you too.
You are fantastic.
What ended up happening with Roxy?
I don't know. We just sort of stopped hanging out regularly, and then she got close with Callie, and I felt too awkward to try to figure out where our relationship stood.
Really?
What?
I just assumed by now you two might have gotten together.
Really? Why?
No reason, just a hunch. I don't think it would have worked out though.
What makes you say that? Is this okay? I think this Terezi is post Candy speaking with John Terezi.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some weird timeline shenanigans going on, right? Weird, and because Terezi also mentioned like, and also not as old as I thought, right?
Yeah.
With the, you know, you do smell older, but not as old as I thought you'd be, right?
Yeah.
That means that Terezi's probably talking to older John from Candy.
Yeah,
right?
probably.
And then also what happened with you and Roxy trying to be like, wait, you know, did you ever get together? Because I know that John did.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no reason. I don't think it'll worked out though, because she heard from John that it didn't work out, right? So I think this Terezi is post John conversations.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you say that? She taps her nose and winks.
I don't know. That's what having a hunch fucking means, nerd.
Ugh, you're impossible.
True, but you like me anyway.
Yeah, I actually missed you, you know, more than I thought I did. John and Terezi, I ship them.
It's
I ship
adorable.
this John and this Terezi.
It's adorable.
This John and this Terezi, I ship.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing with Homestuck, right? Is like I can ship a character with different people depending on which version of that character they are.
For sure.
Like even Candy characters versus me characters, I would have different ships for, you know.
Mm-hmm.
John wonders, after he makes that statement, what if she just needs someone to tell her that she was missed? A bit late to consider the question, but he considers it anyway. Perhaps this will make her want to end this search and come home with him. He wonders if the time is right, the time to ask. Terezi, come home with me. She shakes her head. Her face is turned against the light so he can't read her expression.
I'm not ready yet.
When will you be ready?
I don't know, maybe never. If you hadn't found me, I probably would have just died, right? Is that what I want?
Obviously not, dummy. If you wanted to die so bad, you wouldn't have eaten all that disgusting shaving cream and tobacco. He gestures to where she still has a smear of shaving cream on the hem of her shirt, crusted over from sitting there for hours. She sniffs at the residue and then lifts her shirt to lick it off, crinkling her nose.
You could be onto something.
At least let me make a supply run. Maybe I can get you some real food. It seems to him like an uncontroversial compromised offer. So he pulls back, preparing to travel back to OC via his retcon capability, but Terezi grabs him by the wrist.
Wait.
Her eyes are wide, her voice cracked and desperate.
Don't go, please, John. Stay with me just a little longer. If you leave me now, what if you can never find me again in this moment?
Well, we can't stay here forever.
I know.
He has no idea how to react to her behavior. He's never seen her this vulnerable. She's shaking where she's touching him, and her lower lip is visibly trembling. He nods, and she slowly lets go of his arm. They're silent for a minute. They both stare ahead at the car seats in front of them, sitting close enough to hear the beat of each other's hearts.
Do you want me to take a look at your wound?
I love these two so much.
I agree. It's adorable.
John had gotten so used to the pain he'd almost forgotten about it. He looks down at the place where his shirt has grown stiff from the congealed blood. Now that he dwells on it, he can feel the ache again, both from the tooth piercing his flesh and, more insidiously, from the poison it has been delivering to his bloodstream. We should probably do something about that. I feel like if I was going to die from it, I would have done that already, but it's really lodged in there, huh? I thought maybe it'd just come out on its own, like when you get a splinter in your foot.
You really are dumb, aren't you?
He rolls his eyes. Terezi produces her cane and unsheathes the blade in a one fluid motion. The metal rasps against the grain of its sheath rather loudly.
I'm sorry, what? No, it doesn't.
The noise resounds throughout the sealed interior of the car.
Actually, drawing a sword is pretty quiet. It only makes that sound in the movies.
And rings through John's skull like a gunshot.
Are you seriously manifesting inaccurate physical properties of swords for the sole purpose of antagonite?
John reflexively backs up against the door at
Oh, fuck this.
the sight of the blade. Whoa!
Hold still if you don't want to die for real.
I love that. I love Dirk's just not here and then just interjects because he's like, no, you're wrong. Swords don't work that way.
That's not how drawing a sword works.
I love Dirk so much.
I love him.
In this scenario, he fucking sucks, but I love him so much.
Agreed.
Alright. He holds still. Her eyebrows are knitted with fierce determination. She sets a hand on his thigh and draws the blade up under his shirt. He shivers, letting out a breathy laugh at the coolness of the metal against his bare chest. There's a pinch when the congealed, bloody fabric rips from his skin. He glances down. The wound looks worse than he was imagining. It's far more than just a puncture. An uncanny darkness spreads across his chest. The gash is scabbing at the edges, bruised all around. His entire torso appears to be mottled, a mottled mess of purple and yellow, like a sort of fancy earth cheese. Terezi's blade cuts into it as easily if it were. Ow, fuck, ow, I could have used a warning there, Terezi.
The hell did you think I was gonna do with this sword, idiot?
She's close enough that her breath washes over his face. It smells like shaving cream and tobacco, which is jarring to him, if not surprising. That should just be like what John's dad smelled like.
Pretty much.
She's without her glasses, and so close that John notices things he hasn't had the occasion to before. Like how lovely her eyes are, the length of her eyelashes. That he's really seeing them as just inches from his face. It's astounding to him. He's never really thought of Terezi as particularly feminine, at least in the way humans understand that idea. But he has never been forced to reckon with her features so unavoidably. The dark borders around the perimeters of her eyes are thicker and darker than what most trolls have. The tired bags under them are ditches in the shadows cast by her angular features, made more gaunt from hunger. When she blinks, her lashes brush the ridges of her cheekbones. Her nostrils are flared, assessing the scent of his blood.
Are we doing this or what?
He presses his eyes shut and nods. He feels numb, clammy, jittering down to his bones from a particular sensation, feeling he still seems to be denying to himself. As his own thoughts struggle to be honest with him, he cannot disguise the truth from me. What he is fighting is the intense desire to kiss her. Go for it.
Aww.
This needs to happen. She grinds the sword between two of his ribs. The pain returns instantly. His acclamation erased nearly as quickly. He clenches his jaw hard, and his head spins. Terezi's blade catches against something.
It's lodged in there pretty good. Brace yourself, Egbert. This is gonna sting.
He can feel the tooth moving against his flesh, the fibrous, spasmodic contractions of his muscles around it. When she wrenches the blade and pops the tooth out, he isn't proud of the sound he makes. He finally opens his eyes. Terezi's arms are covered in blood. She tosses the sword down to the floor of the car in what suddenly strikes John as a fairly unhygienic surgical situation, and grabs his shirt with two clenched red fists.
I need to stop the bleeding. Just follow my lead.
Oh boy.
This is bad.
She peels him out of the hoodie. I really hope John doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, at this point, is totally possible.
Yeah.
She peels him out of his hoodie and then his shredded t-shirt. He's dizzy. His vision wavers, fades. It takes Terezi's sudden grip on his shoulder to bring him back from the brink. The brink of what? He doesn't know. Unconsciousness? Canonic dissolution? He has no cognizance of what the poison in his veins does to someone, or that it's even in his system. All he knows is that Terezi is the only thing keeping him moored. She holds him firm, her thumb in the dip of his clavicle, her sharp nails etching scores in his back. He watches her tear his t-shirt into a long strip. He lifts his arms obediently as she wraps it around his chest and ties it off. Her hands slide over the bandage and linger there. Her fingers splay on his collarbones, her right hand resting above his heart. She slides her palms down his stomach and then to his hips, leaving long bloody streaks along his torso. His blood, 10 uneven tracks of it, one for each of her fingers. When his arms come down, they wrap around her shoulders, pulling her into his lap feels unnatural to him, a simple redirection of her momentum. To guide her closer, what comes less naturally is the first kiss. Her lips are there, hovering just over his, yet he hesitates. His mind is still lying to itself, casting doubt on what it really wants. I don't see a purpose in allowing his self-deceit to continue for much longer. It's wrong to contradict one's true thoughts and feelings, irrational, unbecoming of an existence governed by free will. What are you waiting for, John?
For fuck's sake, John, don't say anything stupid right now.
Oh my god. He nods stupidly and leans forward to kiss her. Terezi attacks, closing the gap between them swiftly. She bites into his mouth, drawing blood from... What the fuck? She bites into his mouth, drawing blood when she sucks his lower lip. He twists his hands in the fabric of her shirt so hard it rides up her back. John can't tell if it's the pain or the arousal that's emboldening him.
Oh, God.
It is neither. He is simply being barred from ignoring his true thoughts, even without the aid of juju. He is fortunate enough to be blessed with the only true form of divinity, to be released from the prison of nonsensical inhibitions, which so often psychologically hobble the more primitive forms of life. In his newfound clarity, he discovers bravery, pulls Terezi's shirt off all the way, and does what he really wants to do, which is ghost his hands all the way up the curve of her spine. She sighs into his mouth.
Oh my god, your blood smells delicious.
Whoa, wow, okay, I think you're really pretty in light of the dead universe. Oh my god. Terezi rears back with a faint snarl and wraps both her hands around his neck. She doesn't press down, but the weight of her thumbs above his throat makes his heart race.
Didn't I tell you don't say anything stupid?
Careful of a grip around his neck, John locks his arms around her waist and pulls her flesh against him. She's ravenous when the mouths collide.
I hate
her
smut.
desire intensified by the taste of scent of his blood. By the scent of his blood. She doesn't give him any chance to say anything else for a while, stupid or otherwise. This isn't smut. This is very light. This is not smut.
No, it's getting to smut territories.
This is like maybe the first half of the smut.
That's what I was about to say. If it continued, it would be more smut.
Yeah, but they're fading away. They're cutting
Good.
away.
I'm glad that it's fading away.
That was so cute. Oh my god, I'm so happy for them.
I second that opinion. That was adorable.
It's amazing. Oh my god.
Can we
this
talk
scroll
about
bar's even
how
smaller
this
than the
bar
last
is even
one.
smaller than the last one? Yeah.
Yeah, I just said that.
I was saying.
Oh, no.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm scared.
Oh boy.
We're on page
Yeah.
32.
Yeah.
And there were 41 in candy, and candy is longer than meat.
According to the physical edition, yes.
I don't see how the physical edition could be wrong.
Yeah. So, like, in terms of word count, yes. However, technically, it might be longer in terms of page. I have no idea.
Yeah, but if they're all this long, then I don't see how it could be.
Yeah.
I'm confuzzled.
Oh, boy.
Anyhow.
All right. I'm determined to finish this epilogue today. This one.
Yeah, I
Epilogue
second
5.
that opinion.
Roxy is nervously dialing Rose's number repeatedly. Then they try Kanaya. Considering Rose's failing health, Roxy hates to bother her, but they aren't sure who else to call regarding Jade's unexpected trance. Their finger hovers over Dirk's number for a moment, but no, that would not be a good idea. They don't know why they suddenly think it's a bad idea, it just is. Roxy's anxiety fills up the room, like a bell struck on an empty hall. Their thoughts, usually so quiet and invisible to those observing from the vantage of a higher textual plane, now chime loudly in the presence of a black hole, or rather, in the presence of a proxy for such a vortex of pure void. A proxy such as Jade's mind at the moment. Oh yeah, Jade's kind of possessed by
Yeah.
Dead Cherub now.
Yep.
I mean, I remembered that, but I forgot that that's what we're panning to. Jade floats over the couch in a sitting position, an inch above her cushions. Her long hair billows around her, her hands crossed in her lap, her black eyes bore into the nothingness, looking beyond the wall she faces, and beyond everything past it. Through the very fabric of narrative itself, they scan the ciliary veins of pacing, motivation, foreshadowing, irony, a continuum that has been upended by the prince's interference. Rose still does not pick up. Roxy resigns themselves to a confidant of last resort. Their reluctance is not due to lack of fondness. Their conversations with Dave simply have a reliable habit of straying far from the desired topic for extended periods of time. He picks on a third ring.
Yo, I love to chat. Love to chat, but I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Scrolling down. Yeah, I guess I'll be Roxy.
Okay.
Unless you want to be Roxy.
I don't care.
Just because I'm not seeing any other characters.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. You're yourself, but this is important.
More important than salvaging the global economy from potential disaster? Sounds hugely unlikely.
Dave is currently making his way through the back lot of the new Cantown Memorial Stadium, following Jake as he heads toward the podium. He's scheduled to give a speech announcing his official endorsement of Carcat Vantis in his bid for the presidency. And I care about that. In terms of scale and relativity and stuff, maybe not. It's actually kind of hard to tell. I guess in the grand scheme of things, she's just taking this sort of nap, but it's one hell of a nap, bro.
A nap, you say? Well, this changes the fuck out of everything.
Yeah?
Nah.
I love Dave. It's a balmy, windless evening on Dave's end. I'm not happy that Dirk keeps chiming in here. I feel like this is a problem. Like he's gonna
take back over the
scared.
narrative.
Somehow.
I feel it.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen before the end of Meat for sure.
That's what I was about to say. He's gonna have his fucking. See, he's coming back slowly but surely. Like he's interrupting a lot more.
Oh my god. Wait, is Dirk gonna kill Jade?
Uh-oh.
Not Jake, but Jade.
Uh-oh.
Dirk is going to shoot Jade, which is gonna block the Dead Cherub's ability to control this timeline.
Yeah.
That is what the gun's for.
That's gonna be cool.
Dirk is gonna fucking just murder Jade while she's in the trance.
Yeah, this
which is going to cut off the Dead Cherub.
This is his idea.
She's gonna flee with Teen Jade to Candy and warn the people there about Dirk.
It's pretty great.
Holy shit. Poor Jade.
Yeah.
It's a balmily windless evening on Dave's end. The gathered crowd is relaxed by the warmth. Many of them partake in a pledge of cool treat, such as earth iced cream.
Jesus, fuck, this is excruciating.
It isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay, whatever the fuck you say.
My difference between Dirk and Dave's voice is Dave's is a lot lower.
That's interesting, because I feel like Dirk's was lower first.
I think so. But I feel like Dave makes
Dirk,
more
but,
sense.
yeah.
I feel like Dave's a lot less like emotive.
I agree. The audience is large and diverse. Mostly trolls and Carpathians, but it is dotted with representation from the human and consort kingdoms as well. A lopsided distribution, certainly, but the very model of diversity compared to the crowds of his opponent. It is a true inspiration to all those who have placed their faith in the Vantas ticket.
Lord, save me from this fake woke nightmare.
Be quiet.
No.
Yes.
Let me fucking say stuff again.
No. Dave stops walking and cups a hand around his phone in order to hear Roxy over the chatter of the crowd. Carcat shoots him a curious look, but Dave waves at him in a manner which signals to Carcat that he should attempt to stall.
You want to keep shutting me down? Fine, but check this shit out.
Dirk just texted me about this. Somehow I found out about Jade. Did you tell him? Oh my god, I was right.
No.
He just said he just said to make sure she's got lots of daylight. It'll help with. I was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just. They're gonna put her outside, and then he's gonna fucking snipe him from a building. Holy shit! Oh no! Yeah, because this is directly connected to Dirk saying, "Hey, you want to keep shutting me down? Fine, check this out." Like directly correlated with his attempt to control the narrative again. So that's totally what's happening. Holy fuck!
F's in chat for Jade.
This is incredible.
F's in chat.
Jay, the epilogues are incredible.
They're amazing. I don't know why people hate them so much.
They're intense at times. They're extremely intense at times. However, they are fantastic. Holy shit.
It's pretty great.
All right. He just said to make sure she gets lots of daylight. That's Roxy. Jesus Christ. He just said to make sure she gets lots of daylight. That it'll help with the exorcism she needs. And also try to say hi to Calliope for some fucking... Oh my god. Also just say hi to Calliope for some fucking reason.
That's weird. Since when does he give a fuck about them?
I don't know.
Yo, Dave's
I guess
woke! Dave's woke!
I don't know. I guess I just open the damn curtains and let some light in here. He usually knows stuff about weird things.
So what's wrong with her again? Like some sort of demonic nap?
Okay, I wouldn't say she's napping per se. She's just like floating here upright, eyes wide open, and both pitch black.
Oh, so she saw one of my latest spa campaign ads?
Lol, no, dude. Like what I'm saying is, she looks a little possessed by grim spirits and shit.
Is she fucking Grimbark again?
No, this isn't Grimbark. I know what Grimbark is, Dave, and this ain't it. It seems more serious, to be honest. Yeah, like existing in some transformative state that isn't a literal fucking joke.
Okay, yeah, this does sound pretty bad, but it's not really my field. Do you try calling Rose?
Yeah, that was totes my original plan. But like, no offense, you're not number one on my speed dial when it comes to this kind of thing. But Rose isn't picking up, probably on account of ailments. To be fair, I called an unruly number of times, and Ken wasn't picking up either. So,
Huh? Spooky.
Hella spooky. Something about all this seems wrong.
Yeah, I guess. What do you think he's up?
I don't know. I feel like there's something moving just out the corner of my vision, but every time I turn to look at it, it's gone. It's giving me chills right now, like I'm being watched.
Well, no fucking ace detective or some gumshoe flatfoot dicking up the place sucking hard on my Sherlock pipe like some sleuth of the fucking year.
Dave.
But maybe we should consider the possibility that you're literally being watched. Anyway, can we hold that wise and rad thought I just had? I gotta give Carcat some emotional support since getting Jake on our side was pretty fucking huge bonanza for us, which is almost equal probability of winning us the election as it does blowing up in our faces depending on the speech he gives. So we gotta like concentrate here instead of jerking each other off all goddamn day for the rest of our lives. I'm just joking, we don't actually do that.
Oh. Roxy clutches a hand around their knee, nails digging into their pants. They feel uneasy about Jake's sudden lack of neutrality in this political matter. They have never been certain about it, that it is appropriate for any of them to be involved with the structures of power and governance in the world they created, and in which they have been regarded as gods since they first appeared.
Really? That's what she thinks? Couldn't for the life of me read what was going on inside her head, but this is very interesting, actually.
Their thoughts are of no concern to you. Also, the pronoun they use is they. Try to respect it.
How can I respect a fucking pronoun when nobody can even hear me? How about we call a truce to end this petty feud? This is your one and only chance to accept.
No. Oh, boy.
Now Jade's fucked.
Something?
You just sailed Jade's
Yeah.
fate.
Yep. Jade's dead.
Yep.
Jake's on your side, then?
Yeah, wasn't that hard to convince him after your girl J. Croc started slut-shaming him on public access?
God damn it, Jane.
God fucking damn it, Dave. Sorry, it's TikTok sounds. I really don't like who I've become. Nothing but TikTok. I have issues.
Hey, it's good.
Yeah, this is what happened, man.
Good shit.
I went from completely and utterly anti-TikTok to where you literally made a TikTok for our channel out of spite, and now I watch TikTok. The fuck happened?
Yeah. It's a good question.
So I take it
Nothing but the best.
So I take it Jay didn't convert you to our cause before going into her gothic transfuge or whatever?
I just want this whole stupid political thing to be over and done with, to BH. I hate watching you guys tear each other apart in the news.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry it's making you feel bad. I mean, not sorry what we're doing. It'd be an unconsciously lame move to put something on a billboard that I didn't 100% stand by. That sounds suspiciously like something Jane would do, aka the bad guy in the situation, like objectively speaking.
Please don't start.
Just saying.
I don't give a fuck.
Also, aside from how vehemently I disagree with every detail of Jane's shitty platform, I also think Carcat's the right guy for the job. Full stop.
Despite the mixed feelings in the election, and the troubling sight of Jade's wide black eyes glaring intensely at nothing at all, Roxy smiles at what they hear from Dave. The way he talks about Carcat...
Nothing. Keep going.
The way he talks about Carcat reminds Roxy of the way Calliope looks when they call them beautiful.
Okay, so she really does think Calliope is beautiful? Like, she wasn't just saying that to be nice? Fascinating. I'm very upset with how Dirk's just stopping caring about pronouns.
Yeah, no, I'm...
I think this is us trying to watch him slowly degrade into the bad character.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is he's just fucking frustrated, and he's like, well, you know, I've won because I've got a foolproof plan,
yeah,
and I don't fucking care anymore, and I don't like that. However, fantastic villain.
Yeah, exactly. He's becoming the villain.
Yeah. Yes is the resounding answer. Calliope is beautiful. Roxy thinks, and furthermore, they think they should be reminded of this fact every day.
Lol.
You really believe in him, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do. Because I love him? Come on, man, just say it.
Roxy listens for a moment after he trails off. They do not speculate or comment on his feelings toward Carcat because it's none of their business.
Pussies! I'm surrounded by fucking pussies!
Hey, before you jet, can I ask you another question? There's something else I've been meaning to ask you for a while.
Alright, shoot.
They take a deep breath. Yeah, so, Dave, how did he come out?
What?
Like his not being straight. How do you couch that to people without them freaking out or being awkward around you? Do you ever think it's ever too late to, I don't know, change your mind about the person you want to be? Like, is there some point of no return you can cross where everything is waiting for you and you have a big-ass revelation about your eternal character, but it's like, dude, no, you already used up all your gay capital when you started cohabiting with the cute-as-hell skeleton alien. And then everything after that, you're just getting greedy. Is greedy even the right word? Greedy for dropping bombshells, but gender identities and sexual preference are IDs and prefis, as I like to call them.
IDs and prefis, damn, that's fucking good.
Dave thinks on the question. It's one he considered years ago, and many times since. How long can one stall in a confession before it feels like too late? The last 7 years have passed by in fits and starts. In this regard, he thought he had it all figured out when he was 16, and then again when he was 18, and then at 20, and now.
That's because he needs me. He's suffering without my guidance. If only you stop being so cruel and let me help. Anyway, that's a pretty deep question considering all the shit we have going on right now.
Yeah, you're right. Now's perhaps not the best time for a Feels Jam, especially with the creepy Jade situation happening on my couch out here.
I'm pretty sure that she's going to get shot in this panel. Not panel, but
Yeah.
page, you know what I mean?
Paige.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I'd worry too much about that. Jay goes into trances literally all the time. She's fucking loves sleeping. You'd think someone who spent so much of her life locked in a state of dubiously consensual slumber would want to get as few Z's as possible in her adult life, and not Jade. Never known anyone who hits the snooze button more times in a row than her. If you're that worried, take her to a hospital.
Thinking about it, and not even sure I want to, mess with her, though. How would I even take her there?
Okay, well, while you ponder whether you want to dump Jade in a wheelbarrow and trundle her groggy, spooked up ass to the hospital in the meantime, I'll rap at you about my epiphany considering the desire to bone some dudes. Probably not a literal rap, though.
Wow, I'm disappointed.
I mean, I could totally rap about wanting to bone dudes if I wanted. I'm just on the fucking clock here, and there's lots of people looking at me.
Dave, suddenly
Me on a constant
self-conscious.
basis.
He slips around the corner of a stadium. So he can non-literally rap at Roxy about delicate human LGBT issues. He also maneuvers away from the impatient, strained looks Carcat has been shooting him repeatedly during his phone call. Luckily, Jake has begun a performance of his signature beauty bumping Charleston for the crowd.
Yeah.
So they'll be satiated for another few minutes.
Yeah, get him, Jay. Booty bumping Carlton.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I was ever expecting that to be a sentence ever uttered by a single human being. The booty bumping Carlton. Charleston. Jesus Christ. What's up to Carl, by the way, my FBI agent? I haven't said what's up in a long time. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I hope he's doing okay, you know. Like, I hope the wife and kids are alright.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, or husband and kids, or no kids and just a husband or a wife or whatever. I really don't give a fuck. Okay, so what I've learned is, coming to terms with all this bullshit is a thing you sort of do in stages. Like, stage 1 is you making jokes about how sweaty dudes standing close together in TV shows seems really gay. Stage 2 is making jokes about that, not immediately adding no homo afterward. Stage 3 is flirting with all your male friends ironically and not even thinking about adding no homo afterward because you're so fucking woke and secure in your ironclad straight masculinity you don't have anything to prove to anybody anymore. That's around where I am.
Oh no.
Oh no. Listen, but I'm not like this, okay? Listen. Me and Cave are two completely different people in this entire fucking situation. All right? I flirt with the homies because it's funny.
Yes, of course.
I don't think it's gonna escalate beyond that.
No, I know. I totally believe you, Jay.
You believe me, but the comment section. I'm going to
Fair enough.
I'm going to Twitter. Or that's what you say out loud. Inside you start being like, oh shit, maybe yes homo. Stage 4 is freaking out about that and putting the no homo back on all your statements, even objectively heterosexual ones, which is stupidly means everything you say around extra gay. No!
Wait, maybe you're in stage 4.
No.
JB like, that girl pretty cute, no homo.
No! I'm not gay! Stage 5 is actually, the next few stages are various permutations of the same thing that I already described. It starts being like a gay fractal. No!
I love it.
Anyway, eventually you arrive at like stage 9, which is reminding everyone who will listen that you're gay minimum 6 times a day. Well, I haven't gotten to that stage, so I'm before stage 9.
Yeah, you're not in stage 9 yet.
I'm not gay! Which is reminding.
Well, you might never get to stage 9, but
in really lame ways, like, oh cool dude, you making Hot Pockets? Better make mine a gay Hot Pocket. Because I'm a gay homosexual who only consumes homo-ass snacks delivered right to my mouth by a big queer butler.
Fuck yeah.
Serving it right up on his huge gay dick. That all only applies to the extent to which I am technically gay, which in my case is only about maybe 30% to 70%, so only cooks 30 to 70% of my gay Hot Pocket. Because straights are fucking animals who never defrost their pepperoni. I got a rep for that like 50% straightness still lurking inside me, like the idiot who fell asleep in the shopping mall when it was closing for the night. So now there's just this straight dude locked in a dark fucking mall for some stupid reason, haunting the place like a cryptid and rummaging through the trash in the food court. Also, just in case Jane's of opposition research is listening in on the illegal wiretap. I know the word bisexual exists, by the way. I'm just choosing not to use it in service of splitting some fucking chuckle jokes here. So let's all calm down and not let this one become a distressingly literal federal issue. Anyway, when all is said and done, you get a half-cooked Hot Pocket because all your roommates think the height of humor is taking what was obviously an improvisational riff and unironic face value to punk you.
Oh, I love Dave so much.
I love it too.
I love Dave.
I mean, I'm pissed. But only because the first half of that statement involved me. And I'm kind of angered. I only flirt with the homies
Dave.
sometimes. What?
Never mind. I was gonna ask you why you're like this, but then I remembered about how you're half me and half Dirk.
Yeah, it really is crazy how those dope late game familial reveals actually did explain everything.
So what's stage 10?
Stage 10 is
Oh boy. Dave peeks around the corner so he can gaze fondly at Carcat. He thinks about stage 10. He considers that in many ways it's as difficult as stage 1, and yet there is something fragile and lovely about it as well. This is how he feels as he reflects upon the peculiar state of limbo he is in with the person he likes most in the world. He believes he could spend forever with him, in any configuration, any type of relationship, under any conditions of confusion or clarity.
What would the point of that be? Endless floundering incel limbo? Christ, I'd put them both out of their misery before I let that happen. I need to get back into action. This is a fucking crisis. Do you have any idea what kind of sort of atrocity, you're enabling by allowing this to continue? I've been called many things, but even my harshest critics would never accuse me of such cruelty.
For a second, I was surprised to see the word incel because I thought like that was a newer word, but then I realized this did come out 2019.
Yeah.
This is like relatively new.
Yeah.
This is only a year old when we started Homestuck. The Epilogues.
Yeah.
Now it's almost 3 years old, Jay.
Yeah. And the word incel came up for the first time. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. For Roxy, it is more complicated. The conversation has unearthed more questions than answers. They run a hand through their hair. It's cut short, but with great care to convey gender neutrality. They wonder what gender neutrality even is when applied to a haircut. An excellent question, particularly for those of us unfamiliar with hair altogether. What about length and functionality implies gender or sex on a world where such oppositional hierarchies don't exist, and presentation is culturally vestigial?
I'll say this in the most easy to understand way. It really doesn't affect much of anything.
Yeah.
It's all about what you want to look like.
It's all about what you want.
You know, like, I've got called,
like,
whenever I liked having long hair, I was called a girl more times than I could fucking count. But, like, at the end of the day, it didn't really fucking matter what my hair looked like.
Yeah. I mean, the hair has nothing to do with your gender. However, long hair is typically a more feminine trait.
Yeah.
And that's just because of how, kind of how society is. But, and it is true that if you have long hair, regardless of if you identify as a boy, a girl, or something else, regardless, if you have long hair, you're more likely to be feminine. Right? So, like, there are tons of feminine men who have long hair. Mm-hmm. And on the alternative, there's a lot of butch women who have short hair. Short hair is kind of tied with masculinity, regardless of if you identify as a boy, a girl, or something else. If you have short hair, that's more of a masculine thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So it does kind of imply some sort of masculinity, femininity, some sort of gender roles, for lack of a better term, but that's not really the word I'm looking for.
For sure.
But yeah, it's really interesting. Hair length does kind of equate to femininity and masculinity.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
And of course, there's always exceptions, but by and large.
To be fair, that's with any rule, however.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, dear God, can we not do this? I can't sit through any more gender chat. It feels inappropriate, horrendously invasive of Roxy's deepest personal thoughts. Can we just leave her inner monologue the fuck alone?
Can you not
come to this stuff?
Okay, Dirk, what do you mean? Look, I almost agree with what you're saying, but you misgendered Roxy, which just makes it completely invalid.
Is nothing sacred? I'm about to fucking flip. You can't keep me down forever. I've got a trick up my sleeve. You'll see.
Oh my God. I hate Dirk. I love him.
I love him, but he's the worst.
The prince's tricks mean nothing, and his barely detectable crumbs of impotent discourse shall continue utterly unheeded. Roxy wonders if this is truly their endpoint, a haircut that implies nothing at all, an empty statement about the facet of their identity that they barely understand at all. Perhaps in time they will want to go even further than this. Perhaps it is just a stepping stone to a more potent understanding of a gradual gender transformation. How would Calliope feel about that? What is it that Calliope themselves understands or cares about gender? Oh boy, Dirk. In the flash.
The prince opens his fucking mouth and just literally starts saying shit out loud because he doesn't think he can take another fucking second and listen to a pompous alien virgin monologuing about gender.
It seems the prince finds the rules confining his influence to be a bit unfair, and has resorted to throwing one of his more petulant human tanties in order to compensate for his feelings of disempowerment. While the strategy he is resorting to has moderate values and amusement and a nuisance, it will ultimately be of no consequence whatsoever.
No consequences, my ass. You may be able to suppress what I do with my mind, but you have no control over my mouth. I'm nobody's fucking puppet. You don't even know my friends. They're not yours to toy with. They're mine.
Whatever you say.
Do you even know where I am right now? Do you have the slightest idea what I'm up to?
The prince is laboring under the delusion that he has been the least bit subtle in his intentions. He currently stands beneath the Carpassian bell tower, poised to climb to the top. He holds, so Calliope, the dead cherub totally knows that he plans on assassinating Jade.
No,
He holds the
no.
long red...
Oh
wait.
The cherub thinks that it's Jake because he said Jake.
Oh, you're totally right.
He's a fucking... Dirk is a fucking genius.
Oh my god. Oh, wow.
He knows exactly what the fuck he's doing.
Oh, wow.
In the most terrifying way.
Doing it in a... Oh my god, he's doing it in a way... Because, he's got a small control of the narrative, in a way that he is making every sign point to assassinating either Jake, Carcat, or Dave, likely Jake, but then is actually going to shoot Jake. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dirk is a fucking genius, and I love him. He's the worst person in the world right now, but I fucking love him.
Fucking sucks. Okay. Quizzically to the top. He holds the long red sniper rifle that once belonged to Roxy, brandishing it openly and boldly. He seems mysteriously oblivious to the fact that holding a long rifle in broad daylight somewhat tips one to the fact that he soon intends to shoot someone from a great distance. He also seems unaware of the fact that I know perfectly well that the top of this tower has a clear long-range view of the stadium, allowing any competent sniper a clear shot of whoever happens to be standing at the podium as they give a speech, as Jake English is about to do. He also doesn't seem to realize I have anticipated his attempt to assassinate his own friend in order to advance his political goals, and that I am prepared to take measures which make this impossible.
Yeah, well, try and stop me then. I fucking dare you. Here I go. I'm walking up the tower stairs now. Walk, walk, walk. Ah, the exercise feels good.
The prince's shoes suddenly feel quite heavy. His calf and thigh muscles, impressively powerful though they are, increasingly struggle to lift his feet with each step. This is going to be quite the onerous climb. He's not sure if he can make it all the way before the end of the speech. Thoughts flash through his mind, thoughts of giving up and retiring his sad little robotics lab, so he can continue with his true passion, the ongoing corruption of his cerebrally impaired daughter.
Arg, wow, yeah, you're right, my feet are definitely getting heavy, but the dead cherub tragically underestimates the prince's determination. He powers the fuck through it. See? Stomp, stomp, stomp. Up the stairs he goes, no fucking sweat. Oh, also, did he mention, he can fucking fly. So there's that. He decides to take flight and cut to the chase. He whips up the hollow vertical shaft at the center of the spiraling tower stairs. Life in the fast lane kicked ass, it turns out. He can practically taste the top of the tower.
But suddenly, the bell at the top, notorious among locals for its state of disrepair, becomes dislodged from its fixture with a loud crack. The huge Multiton bell plummets, crashing the surrounding staircases in its wake as it careens towards the young man consumed by his hubris.
The prince busts out his sword and makes short work of that big old bell.
It's just like a fucking D&D.
Yeah, the slicing is accompanied by the ear-shattering melodic sounds of metal being cleaved apart by an anime sword, as the prince numbly avoids the sharp pieces and ricocheting stair debris. He wonders out loud, what is this, amateur hour? The dead cherub then humorously narrates, why yes, Mr. Strider, it is amateur hour, and I'm the amateur here for throwing a huge bell at you. I would like to humbly apologize for my amateurism.
No, I don't.
Sure you do.
This foolishness is interrupted as we resume listening to the conversation, which we are all considerably more invested in than catering to the inconsequential flailing of a grown man who fancies himself an earth ninja.
Let's just say internalized whatevers are kind of like an onion.
They have layers. It's like an ogre.
He made a Shrek reference. There's lots of layers. They suck on pizza, and trolls have to get their stomachs pumped if they eat them. This goes for gender stuff too, by the way, which I kind of get the feeling is what you're actually asking about.
Hi, am I really transparent?
Nah, but as previously discussed, you're a lot like me, so it's pretty easy to figure out what you were getting at.
Yeah, I don't got your poker face though, but I'm working on that. Maybe I'll get a sick pair of shades too.
Oh, dope. Yeah, that's dope. I support that idea.
His endorsement of Roxy's fashion proposal is cut short by his concern regarding another key endorsement he's involved with. He turns his head to see Jake nearing the podium as Karkat maniacally taps his wrist at Dave's direction. Something's off here, a dark feeling brewing in his intuition, which he decides to monitor as he wraps up his call with Roxy.
I'm on top of the tower now. I've got my long sniper rifle ready and everything. I check to see if it's loaded. It is. I get in the perfect spot for taking it with this hunky imbecile who's about to give his speech.
So, Dirk, so the dead cherub is using her influence to like get Dave and Karkat to protect Jake, completely leaving Jade vulnerable.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Dirk is an absolute fucking genius.
Holy shit.
And it is so much fun to read. I love this character. Dirk is one of my favorite Homestuck characters, period. God, I love him. Anyway, I don't think any of our friends are going to hold your feet to the flames over dumb shit like this. It's not like anyone else is going to care, since we definitely forgot to program hating gays and women into Earthseed. Humans are all jacked up on hating xenophiles now, which sucks a lot.
Hell yeah.
Don't get me wrong. By the way, do you know Jane's a xenophobe?
Dave?
Okay, so does this all mean I gotta call your dad now, or what?
What?
I mean, that's what we're talking about, right?
Well, first of all, did you still even make a habit of calling me Mom? I thought you kind of stopped that, even if it was effing cute.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did, but I could start again, but not if it means I'd have to go to fucking gender jail or something. Like, what I mean is I could start that cute shit again, but switch to dad.
Aww. Oh, Roxy, I'm so proud of you. Okay, but second of all, I would never want to deprave Dirk of that noble honorific.
What? Ugh, no way.
Yeah, way, he's your daddy, dude.
Ah, fuck no. Wow, man, I would never call him that. I mean, I know it's true, but I just wouldn't. Wait.
What?
Something feels wrong. Like some shit's about to go down, and I gotta...
Dave's unsettled feeling is correct. He senses Jake is in danger. No, he knows it. There's about to be an assassination attempt. Karkat must be protected, and Jake, the intended target, must be obscured from the sniper's path.
Karkat, dude, get down! What?
There's no time. Dave takes flight. He swoops Karkat off the stage and around the corner, out of view. He urges him to stay down and stay put. Dave flashes back to the podium and steps in front of Jake, who appears nonplussed. Dave puts his hand back, keeping Jake corralled behind him. Scans the crowd for threats, but the threat, unbeknownst to them, is much further away. And despite Dave's quick and well-justified action, what is also unbeknownst to him is that the sniper no longer poses the threat of pulling the trigger, because everyone knows that for all of the prince's shortcomings, he would never expose his beloved brother and son to risk the risk of a heroic death.
You're absolutely right. I would never do that.
And here's the reveal.
I'd never kill Dave, no matter what I felt the stakes were. I'd never hurt him either. You do understand me pretty well, I'll give you that, and you're pretty right about many things, but there are just a couple things you're wrong about. Pretty important things, actually.
And what would those things be?
First of all, the gun is loaded, but not with bullets.
What? The prince reveals this relatively uninteresting piece of information as he looks through the scope. The crosshairs overlap Dave's chest, completely obscuring the view of Jake. We suppose that means the prince. We suppose that the prince means the weapons loaded with a tranquilizer. Oh. Okay. So Dirk is just gonna knock Jade out, effectively accomplishing the same thing and kicking out the dead cherub. That's better. However, I think it's probably bad. It probably makes Dirk too much of a villain to kill Jade, but that would have been really cool. But
yeah, for sure.
I'm happy that she's not dead.
Yeah.
Tranquilizer such. It would after all be a fitting callback to the manner in which he subdued Jake at an earlier moment. A fair enough way to bypass the immortality of his target, rendering Jake inactive long enough to serve his purpose. His finger hovers over the trigger and as he considers whether he can pull off 2 tranquilizing shots at Dave and then Jake in quick succession before he is stopped. It certainly would be a risk to even try, but as the humans say, no guts, no glory.
Yes, you're right about the tranquilizer, but there's one more fact you're not aware of, which is that I never intend to aim for Jake at all.
Hello, Dave, where'd you go? Roxy yells into the phone, but Dave continues guarding Jake, pausing for a moment. The critical discussion of human gender, meanwhile, the prince lowers the rifle and strongly reconsiders the foolishness he's initiated here. Oh my god. That cherub's still.
I love the maniacal Dirk. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Wow.
God, he's
crazy.
so good.
This is intense. God, like literally since yesterday's session, like all of this has been so intense. Like wow,
I
this
love
is
reading all
amazing.
my favorite characters. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
No, that's not what he does. He swings the rifle around 180 degrees and points the scope towards a large, now curtainless window of a distant apartment. He zooms in quickly, cutting even short of the little time the dead cherub could use to impede him in some way. He takes aim, let his finger hover over the trigger, and
His finger tenses up quite painfully. Perhaps it's cramped. Whatever the milady, it isn't budging.
ow, yeah, you got me. Can't move it an inch. The only problem is, he doesn't need to pull that trigger. Earlier, when he was messing around with the rifle, all this shit in plain view, he rigged the rifle to be voice operated. All he needs to do is say,
He doesn't say it.
oh, but he does. Fire.
Oh my god.
I see, so you're not going to say what happens next. Is that really how it's going to be? So be it. The tranquilizer dart hits the glass of Rocky's apartment window before the sound from the rifle's shots even reaches them. She hears the glass break. Seconds later, she hears the bang. She drops her phone on the floor. She doesn't even have the slightest idea what just happened until she looks right over at Jade and notices the dart stuck in her neck, right in the jugular vein. She watches as Jade's huge, creepy black eyes start getting heavy. Her eyelids sag and her head tilts to the side. She shuts her eyes completely. Her hair stops floating around her ominously. In fact, there's nothing ominous about her at all anymore. She entirely resumes her status as the cute doggy girl we all know and love. She slumps over and collapses onto the couch. She begins snoring loudly while making a little canine whisper on each exhale, like the bitch she is.
It seems uncalled for to insult her after this little stunt you just pulled. What did she do that was wrong?
Oh, what's that? You're getting a little quiet for some reason. You're gonna have to speak up.
This is not the last you'll be hearing from me, Prince.
And nope, you're getting quieter, not louder. You're gonna need to work on that. Maybe try shouting it.
Soon I will be coming for you.
Yeah, I didn't catch that at all. Not even one syllable. I guess that's it for you. Facts not mattering. Not that you ever did.
God.
Come to think of it, why am I still talking out loud? That's more like
Holy
it.
shit.
Roxy drops to her knees by the couch, pulls the dart out of Jake's neck, and tries to shake her awake, but it's no use. That's a heavy dose I gave her. Could be out for weeks. Maybe months. Can't have any cherubs messing with my business on this planet. At least not until I've taken my leave. But Jade's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Taking your leave.
About
He's gonna he's making a fucking spaceship.
That was interesting, though. Cherubs are fucking weird.
Holy shit. Yeah, no, I mean, I was right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious at this point, but the postscript of Candy is the ending to Meat.
Yep. And I'm assuming the ending.
And the postscript of
Candy-
Meat's gonna be the ending to Candy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So potent.
Holy shit.
Wait. I'll totally concede. Still not sure what makes them tick. Wait. That was interesting though. Cherubs are fucking weird. I'll totally concede. Still not sure what makes them tick. What they idealize when they really want. It all comes to me as a little cloying. Perfection to them is sweetness beyond comprehension. Sugar so potent it's poison to us, to our bodies, to our souls. Like the plate she was operating from was a realm of self-construction, a bubble of pure phantasmal confection. Well, I for one have had enough of that goddamn toothache. I'm back in the protein saddle, motherfuckers. I'm clacking my tongs, and the charcoal is hot. Now who's hungry for meat?
Holy shit. And let me guess, this is in the epilogue, right? Yep. Wow. That's incredible. That was so good.
I love him. I love him so much.
That was so good, Jay.
Can we talk about the fact that Dirk is my favorite thing in the entire world? He's a horrible person, but well, he's less horrible because he didn't
Oh
actually
my
shoot
God.
anybody. He just tranquilized her.
Yeah.
And it's not like she
Oh my
tranquilized
God.
Dave. He just cut. No, it's not like he tranquilized Jade. He just tranquilized the cherub because it's not really
Yeah.
Jade anymore.
Yeah. If anything, he kind of saved Jade, but
Yeah, exactly.
But to further his own plot, not for
Yeah,
any
exactly.
character.
Not out of the kind of of his heart or anything.
Gosh, I'm so excited to see where this goes.
That was beautiful.
Because clearly,
That was-
Dirk's gonna fucking get his way.
That was amazing. Did you see that shit?
Like we know he gets out. We know he escapes. He builds Rosebot, and Dirk and Rosebot go on a spaceship and leave.
Dude,
They get their way. Shit, is this what Homestuck Squared's about?
dude, I'm so happy right
Jay.
now. Yeah, probably.
Jay, I know Homestuck Squared comes after the epilogues like chronologically, and I know like that there's a recap on the Homestuck Squared page that like they say if you didn't want to read the epilogues, you can read the recap and understand Homestuck Squared.
Yeah.
But that means that you need to read the epilogues to understand it. So, and I know the first panel of Homestuck Squared with no words, just the panel itself is space because it's just on the front page.
God,
but it's just space.
Are
with
they going to be
stars.
chasing after Dirk and Rose?
Oh my God,
Dude,
Dirk's the villain?
Oh my God, I'm just so satisfied.
This is so good.
That amazingness of Dirk just all of a sudden being like, oh, but I was never aiming for Jake in the first place.
Yeah, it was so overly dramatic and kind of hilarious
But
because it was obvious to us,
Dude,
but it was still great.
I love
it was still
reading
fantastic.
it. I love how maniacal he's getting. Like, he's not himself anymore. He's like an overly manipulative, crazy son of a bitch now.
Yeah.
Do you think the other version of himself saw himself turning into that, and that's why he ended his life?
Either that or realize that this was not possible. His goal was no longer possible because he was in a different timeline, which I think is the more possible one in my mind, because he mentioned that in giving up an over symbolic like whatever, like suicide or whatever, he mentioned that like that kind of describing a suicide that Dirk ended up doing in Candy.
True.
As an act of giving up,
God, that was so satisfying.
That was so good.
I'm so
Holy
happy
shit.
with
Okay.
that. That was amazing.
I'm so excited to finish this epilogue. We got 6, 7, and 8 in the postscript, and the postscript is very short in Candy, so we don't have much longer to go.
Dude, we just I just love the fact that Dirk just fucking murked Jade, and no fucks given took back over the narrative, just like we were talking about.
Holy shit! Yeah. All right. Well, that being said, I guess we'll have to wait to see what happens next time. So, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated, and subscribe so you don't miss when these episodes come out in the future. And make sure that you join our Discord, because it's a lovely place to hang out and talk to us, and a place you'll receive updates on what's going on with videos, or when we're returning, if we take a hiatus again, which may happen, may not happen, who knows. And also follow us on Twitter, because Jay's going to be using the Twitter some more, and it's a lovely place to be if you want just some of Jay's inner monologue and thoughts. It's pretty interesting sometimes. Most of the time, it's interesting every time when he posts.
It is?
And then also follow me on TikTok. The Ariah and TikTok. I run it. Link in the description. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this, I'll be doing more with the TikTok. But I am currently a little bit on hiatus. But you can check it out and see for yourself. With that being said, anything else to say?
That was amazing, and I'm really fucking happy with it.
Oh, gosh, me too. All right, I love y'all.
Love you guys.
See you guys next time.
Good night,
Bye.
good day, whatever time it is for you. Whatever. Bye-bye. Holy shit.
Holy shit, man.